Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Ganit. This is Samir Sardana and I will be discussing the questions of probability from XAT 2008 to XAT 2021. These are the actual probability questions that I'll be discussing in this video and very important chapter for XAT 2022. Okay, so there are total around 13 questions from XAT 2008 to XAT 2021 of probability. You can see that every year you will definitely be getting at least one or two questions of probability. So these are the actual XAT paper questions that I'll be discussing with you. In the description part of the video, I have given the link of 3 special classes. These are the completely free special classes that I have taken on Unacademy for probability. There I have covered 100% theory of probability. You can watch these classes. These are completely free. However, in this video also, I'll be taking you through the basics, right? The small basics, right? Important basics that you're supposed to know if you want to solve all the questions of XAT 2008 to XAT 2021. So these are the basics that we will first be discussing. There are only 5 or 6 slides that I'll be taking you through so that you can understand all previous year XAT paper questions of probability. And then these are the questions which are actual XAT paper questions of probability that we will be discussing in this video. So this is what I will be covering in the whole video, right? So there are total 12 questions, right, of the previous year's XAT paper that we will be discussing. Now, starting with the basic of probability first, student who have not studied the basics yet must know these definitions, must know this basic theory part to solve all these questions. If you want to study the complete concept of probability, please watch the previous 3 sessions. If you want more practice question, watch the 3 special classes that I have given to you in the description part of this video. Now guys, the complete chapter of probability is based on this one basic concept that any probability of any event occurring is basically the number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. Now what is outcome? What are the total number of outcome? What is a favorable outcome? What is an event? It's very basic. I'll give you an example and you will be able to understand it. See guys, probability, all questions of probability are basically comes from the random experiment. Now what is an experiment? Experiment can be of 2 types. See guys, whenever we do an experiment, it can be of 2 types. One is deterministic experiment, right? Deterministic experiment, right? And the second one is random experiment. Now what is a deterministic experiment? Deterministic experiment are those experiments where we already know the result. What is going to be the outcome? We already know that, right? Outcome is already known. Those are the deterministic experiment. But in the random experiment, we do not know the exact outcome. We only know the possible outcomes. So in random experiment, only possible outcomes are known. That experiment is called as random experiment. And all questions of probability comes from the random experiment. For example, when I throw a dice, I know that my possible outcomes will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this possible outcomes will be called as my total sample space. All set of, right, the set of all possible outcome is called as total sample space, right? So guys, when I'm doing a random experiment like throwing a dice, these are my possible outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Event is something which is a subset of the sample space. For example, as you can see that here I have written probability of an event occurring is number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes, right? So when it comes to the event is a subset of a random experiment. For example, out of these possible outcomes, if I define my event as a number which is a multiple of 3. So a multiple of 3 out of these possible outcomes are only 2, that is 3 and 6. So you can see that an event is a subset of my total sample space, right? So 3 and 6 are just 2 possible outcomes out of my total possible outcomes, right? So if I want to find out the probability of getting a number which is a multiple of 3 on throwing a dice, you see that my number of favorable outcomes will be 3 and 6, that is 2. And my total number of possible outcomes, that means number of my sample space is 6. 2 by 6, answer will be 1 by 3. This is the basic of probability that you're supposed to know, right? The whole chapter of probability is based on this, right? So you should know that what is an event, you should know what is a random experiment, what is sample space, what is a favorable outcome, what are the possible outcomes, right? So guys, this is where the chapter of probability starts. Next is independent events. I'll quickly take you through, I'm quickly taking you through all these terms because these are very important to do all the questions of previous year paper of XAT. If you need more practice, you want to understand these concepts at depth, please watch the 3 special class sessions in the description part of the video. Now, what is independent event? Two events are said to be independent when the outcome of one of the event does not affect the outcome of the other event. What is the meaning of it? Very simple to understand. Let's understand an example. If I'm flipping a coin, I know that on flipping a coin, I'll be getting the outcome as head or tail. So these are the two possible outcomes on flipping a coin. Now, happening of head on flipping a coin prevent the happening of tail, right? So if I'm getting head, tail cannot happen. If I'm getting tail, head cannot happen, right? So happening of one event is not at all affected by the happening of other event. So head probability is 1 by 2, right? Favorable cases of head is 1, total number of cases are 2, tail is also 1 by 2. But getting a head on flipping a coin and getting a tail on flipping a coin are completely independent of each other, right? So probability of happening of event A and B, if both event A and B are independent, will be straight away be written as PA into PB, right? For example, if I'm flipping a coin for 2 times, I want head on the first coin and tail on the second coin. Probability of getting a head on the first coin is 1 by 2. Probability of getting a tail on the second coin is also 1 by 2. So total probability of getting a head on first and tail on second would be 1 by 4. That is P, A and B. There's one more example I have written over here. A coin is thrown 5 times. What's the probability of getting HT, HTT? That means on the first coin, I need head. Probability is 1 by 2. On second coin, I need tail. The probability is 1 by 2. Again, head on third coin is again 1 by 2. Tail on the fourth coin is again 1 by 2. Tail on the fifth coin is again 1 by 2. So my probability of getting this particular event will be 1 upon 2 power 5. That is 1 upon 32, everybody. Is it clear? That means probability of getting head and tail and head then and tail is actually probability of getting head multiplied by probability of getting tail and so on. That is, in the case of independent events, probability of happening of event A and B will be PA into PB straight away. Now, the next that you're supposed to know is probability of union. That means event A or event B. So if I want to find out the probability of happening of event A or B, that will be equal to PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. You can understand it with the concept of set theory. For example, if I say that this is my probability of happening of event A and this is the happening of probability of event B, right? This is probability of happening of event A, this is probability of happening of event B, and this you can see is probability of happening of event A intersection B, right? Now, if I want to find out the probability of happening of event A or event B, that will be PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Example is, let's say the probability of A solving the problem is 2 by 3. So probability of A solving the problem, that means this circle is given to me as 2 by 3. This is given to me as 2 by 3. Probability of B solving the problem is 1 by 2. Probability, what is the probability that the problem is solved, right? So guys, what I need is problem will be solved. That means either A solve the problem or B solve the problem, right? Either A solve the problem or B solve the problem, right? So, right, I can solve the question by solving, right, by putting the values in the equation here, right? Okay. So guys, PA, probability of A solving the problem is 2 by 3. Probability of B solving the problem is 1 by 2. Now think again, guys. Does the probability of B solving the problem in any way is dependent of probability A solving the problem? No. Probability that A is solving the problem and probability of B solving the problem is completely independent of each other. So can I say that PA and B will be nothing but PA multiplied by PB? So that is 2 by 3 multiplied by 1 by 2. This get cancelled. You'll get your answer here. 2 by 3 plus 1 by 2, right? Minus 1 by 3 is 1 by 3 plus 1 upon 2, which is equal to 5 by 6. So the probability that the problem will get solved will be 5 by 6. Then the next thing that you're supposed to know is what is the complement of an event. This is very, very important concept and used in many questions and very, very helpful in reducing the calculation in probability question. What is the meaning of complement of event? Complement of event means if I say that event A is a favorable event, then the complement of A is defined as not as event A, that is not occurring. So basically, if A is PA is the probability of happening of event A, then the complement of A is probability of not happening the event A. And always keep this in mind, probability of happening of event A and probability of not happening of the event A will always be equal to 1. And this is something which is very important, and this makes our calculation very short. For example, here in this question, the question says a coin is tossed 6 times. What's the probability that at least one toss result in a head? I want at least one toss to result in a head. So if I subtract, I know that probability of happening of at least one head and the probability of not happening of head is definitely equal to 1. So if I want the probability of having at least one head will be equal to 1 minus the complete probability when I don't have any head. So when a coin is tossed 6 times and no output should be head, that means I want tail on all 6 tosses, right? So this is the outcome I want. How many favorable cases I have in the favor of this? This we know is 1 upon 2 raised to power 6. That is 1 minus 1 upon 64. So the answer would be 63 by 64. Why this is 1 upon 2 power 6? This is probability of having tail. All these events are independent. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 upon 2 power 6. That is 63 by 64. That's the correct answer to the question, everybody. You can also see that I could have solved this question like here also. The complementary concept can also be solved in this question. I know that probability of solving the problem and probability of not solving the problem will always be equal to 1. So problem should get solved is 1 minus problem is not getting solved. Now the problem will not get solved when A is not solving the problem. A solve the problem is 2 by 3. A not solving the problem is 1 by 3. Problem that B solving the problem is 1 by 2. Not solving the problem will be 1 by 2. So 1 minus 1 upon 6. You see that? This also gave me the answer as 5 by 6. Sorry, I have written it here. I'll write it down. Problem solving the problem plus not solving the problem is 1. Problem solving the problem is 1 minus that problem is not getting solved. 1 minus A is not solving the problem. A solving the problem is 2 by 3. Not solving is 1 by 3. B solving the problem is 1 by 2. Not solving is 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 upon 6. Answer will be 5 by 6. Everybody? Okay. Now next which is very important is geometrical probability. Whenever you're solving a geometric probability, it is favorite of CAT. It is favorite of XAT. Geometric probability is favorable area upon total area. Right? In the case of events, we put down favorable events in the numerator and total number of events in the denominator. But when it comes to geometric based probability, you always put favorable area in the numerator and total area in the denominator. For example, in this question, it says a square is inscribed in a circle. If a point is selected inside the circle, then what is the probability that the point lies inside the square? So guys, we have a circle, right? We do not know what is the radius of this. And there is a square inside the circle that you have made. Any random point that you are picking from the circle should lie inside the square. What is that probability? Now we know that in square, all of these angles are at 90 degree, right? Let's say the square is A, B, C, D. All of these angles are 90 degree. Now if all these angles are 90 degree, can I say that if this angle is 90, we know that only a diameter can make an angle of 90 degree at circumference of at any point on the circumference of the circle. So this must be the diameter and this must be the radius of the circle. Now, as I know that geometric probability is favorable area upon total area. Now guys, if I say that this side, because this is a square, if I say that this side is 1, this side is, let's say this is radius R, this is radius R, right? Then what will be my total favorable area? You see that the area of the complete circle would be pi R square, right? What is my favorable area? Favorable area is that I want point inside the circle. I want point to be inside the square, sorry. So I need, my favorable area is the area of the square. And to find out the area of square, what you need is the side, right? Now this is R, this is R. Now can I say that this is A, let's say this is A. Then 2A square will be equal to 4R square. That means A square will be equal to 2R square, the Pythagoras theorem. Can I say that? A will be equal to root 2R. If A is root 2R, area of square would be side square, that is root 2R square, right? Root 2R whole square. That is 2R square upon pi R square. So the probability that any selected point from the circle lies inside the square will be 2 upon pi, and that is the correct answer to the question, 2 upon pi. That's a geometric probability basic example. You want more practice? Please watch the special classes. Total probability. Now this is something which is very, very important. 90% questions of XAT comes through this total probability. And okay, so this actually total probability and conditional probability are something which are actually connected with each other. I'll try to explain the concept of total probability with the help of this example. Look at it. It says that box 1 contains 3 red and 7 blue ball, right? We have 2 boxes, right? Now there's a box 1, right? In the box 1 we have 3 red, 7 blue ball. Then we have a box 2. In the box 2 we have 6 red and 4 blue balls, right? Now question says a dice is rolled if the outcome is a multiple of 3, a ball is drawn from box 1. Otherwise ball is drawn from box 2. What is the probability that the ball drawn is red? So guys, in this question you see that we are supposed to find out the probability of drawing a red ball. Now you know that probability of drawing a red ball from box 1 is different and the probability of drawing a red ball from box 2 is different. You see that if I am picking the red ball from the box 1, the probability of taking the red ball from the box 1 you can see is 3 upon 10. And the probability of taking a red ball from box 2 you can see is 6 upon 10. Now if I want to find out the probability of drawing a red ball, then I need to know first which box I'm picking. I'm picking the red ball from which box. Now I can pick box 1 or can pick box 2. So you see that the probability of drawing a red ball is actually based on the box which I am picking. And the box that I am picking is actually dependent on the outcome of the dice. So if I want to find out the red ball, the probability of finding a red ball, I need to find out the probability of selecting the box 1 and probability of selecting the red ball then. So you need to first select the box, right, out of box 1 and box 2. Now let's say that I'm selecting. So one of the event is that I'm first selecting the box 1 and then picking the red ball. Selecting the box 1 and then picking the red ball. That's the intersection between box 1 and red. Or I'm selecting the box 2 and then selecting the red ball. Now in this case, I first need to see that I'm first selecting the box 1 and then I'm selecting the red ball. Then I find selecting the red ball provided it's given that box 1 has already been selected. I'm selecting box 2 and then I'm selecting I'm finding the probability of red ball provided that box 2 has already been selected. Now guys, tell me what is the probability of selecting the box 1. The probability of selecting box 1 is dependent on the output of the dice. Now in a dice I have 6 possible outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number which is a multiple of 3. The favorable case is to get a number which is a multiple of 3 will tell me whether I'm selecting the box 1 or box 2. So the guys, probability of selecting the box 1 is same as the probability of getting a number which is a multiple of 3. The favorable cases is 2, total number of cases is 6, 1 upon 3. Probability, right? So probability of selecting the box 1 is 1 upon 3. Now probability of selecting the red ball from box 1 you can see is 3 by 10. Plus probability of selecting box 2 is getting any of these 4 outcomes other than multiple of 3 divided by total number of cases, that is 2 by 3. So probability of selecting the box 2 and then selecting the red ball from box 2, that is 6 by 10. This is what you need to solve. This is what you need to solve, right? That is 1 upon 10 plus 2 upon 5. 1 upon 10 plus 2 upon 5. What 1 upon 10 plus 2 upon 5 guys? Let me solve it here. 1 upon 10 plus 2 upon 5 will be 10, 1, 5, 2. That's 5 by 10. That is 1 by 2 guys. That's the correct answer to the question, right? This is how you are supposed to solve this. 1 upon 2 will be the correct answer. So this is the total probability. What we are finding here? We are finding the total probability of drawing the red ball, right? Now when it comes to the condition probability questions are solved through Bayes theorem, but again you don't need that if you just try to understand the question. When it comes to the condition probability, you can solve the question of condition probability if you know how to find out the total probability. Because the only difference in the conditional probability is that in conditional probability, right, is a situation where the part of the information or where the part information of the outcome changes, where the part information is already given about the outcome, right? So conditional probability is that situation where the additional information is given to you, and the extra information of the outcome changes the probability of an event. For example, here in this question, look at it. This is exactly similar to the question that we were discussing in the previous slide. You see that box 1, we have a box 1, right? In this box 1, right, we have 3 red and 7 blue ball. We have 3 red and 7 blue ball. Then we have a box 2, and the box 2 we have 6 red and 4 blue balls, right? The question says a dice is rolled if the outcome is a multiple of 3, a ball is drawn from box 1, otherwise a ball is drawn from box 2, which is exactly similar to the previous question, right? But then there we were finding the probability of drawing a red ball, and in this question it says that the final ball that I'm drawing is actually red in color. So that you can see is an additional information. It is given to me that final output of the ball is red. So when I'm selecting the ball from the box 1, I'm not supposed to find out the probability of taking a red ball. It's given to me that the ball that I'm taking from the box 1 is red, as well as the ball I'm taking from box 2 is also red in color. And I'm supposed to find out what's the probability that it has been drawn from box 1. So guys, in this case, what I basically want to find out is a probability of drawing a red ball from box 1. A probability of drawing a red ball from box 1. So basically I'm supposed to find out probability of selecting the box 1, provided it's given that the ball drawn is red in color. Yes. Now this, you see that is actually, this will be equal to probability of drawing a red ball, and provided probability of selecting the box 1, right, multiplied by probability of drawing a red ball, provided that box 1 has already been selected, right? See guys, this is what we are supposed to find out. And probability of selecting the box 1 multiplied by probability of selecting the red ball, provided that red ball, probability of selecting the red ball, provided that box 1 has already been selected, divided by probability of selecting the red ball. So in conditional probability, you will always put the total probability in the denominator. Now what is the total probability in the denominator? It's P, probability of selecting the box 1, multiplied by exactly similar what we have discussed in the previous question, or probability of selecting the box 2 multiplied by probability of taking a red ball, provided that the box 2 has already been selected. Now out of these two events, we are supposed to put one event in the numerator. You see that? We want the probability that the red ball that we have drawn is coming from box 1. That means this event is supposed to be put as it is in the numerator. So if you know how to find out the total probability, all you need is to put one of the event in the numerator as per the given question's condition. Because we want to find out the probability that the red ball drawn is from box 1. So put the probability of drawing the red ball from box 1 in the numerator and the total probability in the denominator. As we have found in the previous question, our total probability is 1 by 2. That means this value we already know is 1 by 2. So put this in the numerator here in this question. And probability of selecting the box 1 and then selecting the red ball from box 1 is this part only, which is 1 upon 10. Put that value in the numerator. You get your answer as 1 upon 5. These are the questions, these are the basics that you're supposed to know. That's the complete theory of probability. But I have given you only one example. You need more practice? Watch special classes, right? 3 classes with 50 around questions on probability have been covered in these classes. You can refer to these. Okay? And also please use the code, right, that I have given to you in the description part of the video, sme.yt, to watch all these 3 special classes. Now let's start solving all these questions, right? These are the questions of XAT paper that I'm going to solve for you. Question number 1. Steel Express stop at 6 stations between Havra and Jamshedpur. 5 passengers board at Havra. Each passenger can get down at any station till Jamshedpur, right? The probability that all the 5% will get down at different stations. See guys, this is very simple, because here all I have to do is to find out the probability that all passengers get down at different station. I just need favorable cases in the numerator and the total cases in the denominator, right? This is all I want. So what is my favorable case, guys? Right, total number of cases, you see that every passenger has 7 options to get down. So first passenger have 7 options to get down, second passenger have 7 options to get down, third passenger also have 7 different stations to get down, right? So there are total 5 passengers, right? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of these 5 passengers have 7 choices to get down. That will be my total case. The probability that all person will get down at different station. That means if for the first person has 7 choices to get down at any of the station, right? So let's say these are 7 stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say that first passenger gets down at this particular station, right? Now this station has now been used by a particular passenger. Now the second passenger who is trying to get down will not be able to get down at this station, but he can choose any of the rest of the 6. So second passenger will have 6 options to select any of the station, right? Let's say that second passenger has selected this station, right, to get down. Now this has also been used. Now for third passenger we have only 5 options. For fourth passenger, let's say that fourth passenger will have only 4 options, right? And the fifth passenger will have only 3 options, right? So this is my favorable case and this is my total case, right? 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3. I haven't given you the options here in this question, but this actually was written like 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 is nothing but 7p5 divided by 7 power 5. This is the correct answer of the question. This is how the options were given in the question, right? 7c5 upon 7 power 5, 7p5 upon 7 power 5 and so on. So this option is the correct answer of the question. This is actual XAT paper question for you. Look at the next question, guys. Question number 2. The scheduling officer for a local police department is trying to schedule additional patrol unit in each of the 2 neighborhoods, southern and northern region. He knows that on any given day, the probability of major crimes and minor crimes being committed in the northern neighborhood respectively are 0.418 and 0.612. This question is based on independent event case, which I just discussed with you. You see that probability that a crime is going to happen, a major crime is going to happen in the northern region is 0.412. So probability that this crime is not happening, probability that this major crime is not happening in the northern region would be 1 minus 0.412. Right, subtract it, you will get the answer, you will get the value as 10 minus 82, 9 minus 1, 8, 9 minus 0.582, right? And probability that minor crime is happening in the northern region is 0.612. So probability that the minor crime is not happening in the northern region would be 1 minus 0.612, right? 10 minus 82, 9 minus 1, 8, 9 minus 6, 3.388. It's clear? Okay. Similarly, it's given that the probability in the southern region, right, were respectively for major crime, probability of major crime in the southern region is given to me as 0.355. So probability of not happening of major crime in the southern region would be 1 minus 0.355. 10 minus 5, 5, 9 minus 5, 4, 9 minus 3, 6, 0.645. Probability of minor crime happening in the southern region is given to me as 0.520. Probability of minor crime not happening in the southern region would be 1 minus 0.520, which is equal to 0.48. Now what I'm supposed to find, assuming that all crimes occur independently of each other. So it's complete direct case of independent events. And likewise that crimes in 2 neighborhood are, the crimes in 2 neighborhood are also independent of each other. That means crime happening in northern region and southern region are completely independent. So can I say Pn intersection S would be Pn into Ps, and the probability of happening the probability of happening a crime in the northern region is probability of happening the major crime or probability of happening the minor crime. Similarly, probability of happening a crime in the southern would also be probability of happening of major multiplied by probability of happening a minor. But here we are supposed to find out what is the probability that no crime of either type is committed in of the neighborhoods, right? So either you multiply all of these four values or you multiply all of these four values. If you are multiplying all of these four values, then you need to subtract it from 1 to find out that no crime is happening. And this will straight away give you the answer. If you straight away, right, use this probability of not happening a major and minor crime in the northern region and not happening a major minor crime in the southern region. You can straight away multiply these values to get the answer, right? 0.582 multiplied by 0.388 multiplied by 0.645 multiplied by 0.48. Now this is completely based on the calculation. On solving this, you'll get it right, 0.069, guys. This is the correct answer to the question, which is option number A, everybody. Very simple independent event case question, right? Very simple. Question number 3. The chances of India winning a cricket match against Australia is 1/6. Probability that Australia is going to win the match. Probability of India winning a match against Australia. Okay. Probability of India winning a match against Australia. So probability of winning the match against Australia is 1/6. So guys, probability of losing the match against Australia will be 5/6. So there are, out of 6, there's one chance that India is winning. Out of 6, there are 5 chances that India is losing. What is the minimum number of matches India should play against Australia so that there's a fair chance of winning at least one match? So guys, here the important word is a fair chance. What do you understand by the word fair chance? See guys, fair chance means there are 50-50 chances that India is winning and losing, right? So what I basically want, so if I am saying that India has a fair chance of winning the game, that means it is 1 out of 2 chances is there that India is going to win the game. So what I want is to India play those many number of matches that India win at least one game. So guys, if I subtract the total probability of India winning and losing, I know is equal to 1. Now let's say that n are the number of matches that India is playing. Right, now out of 1, that is total probability, if I subtract the probability of India losing all these matches, right, in n number of matches, for n number of times, let's say n matches India is playing and there's a probability that 5/6 probability that India is losing the match. So in n matches, all of these, India losing all these matches is 5/6n, right? Now what I want is, I want India to have a fair chance of winning at least one game. So that means I want this match, this value to be greater than or equal to 2. Because I'm subtracting the probability of India losing the match out of total probability. So I'll be left with India winning the match. And if this probability is greater than 1/2, that means there's a fair chance that India is winning the game, right? Now, all I need to see that for what value, minimum value of n, for what minimum value of n, 5/6 raised to power n is less than or equal to 2. Now see that if I put n as 1, 5/6 you can see is greater than 1/2. So one match will not make sure that India is definitely going to win the one match. If I'm putting n as 2, it will be 25/36. This again you can see 50% of 36 is 18. This is more than 18. So this is also greater than 1/2. Will not work. If I put n as 3, it will be 125 upon 216. You see that 50% of 216 is 108. Now this is more than 108, so this is also not possible. This is also greater than 1/2. If I put n as 4, guys, you see the numerator I'll have 1296, 36 here, and in the denominator I'll have 1296, in the numerator I'll have 625. Now 50% of 1296 is 638, and this you can see is less than 638. Sorry, 648. This is less than 648, so this is less than 1/2. That means the minimum 4 matches India need to play so that they win at least one game. Question number 4. Two team arrogant. Now see this guy. This is very special question. Very easy also. It's an actual XAT paper question. Two teams, arrogant and overconfident, are participating in a cricket tournament. The odds that team arrogant will be champion is 5-3. So guys, when I say that team arrogant will win the match, that means is 5-3. That means out of 8 chances, there are total 5 chances that arrogant will win and 3 chances that arrogant will lose. So probability of arrogant team winning the game, winning the match is 5/8. Similarly, like this is for arrogant. For overconfident, right? There are four with the overconfident. The odds that overconfident will be champion is 1:4. That means out of 5 chances, right? Out of 5 chances, 1 chance that overconfident will win, right? Now, what are the odds that either team A, arrogant, or team overconfident will become the champion? So it's very simple case question, guys. It's a question of union of set, right? Right. So it will be P, either arrogant should win the game. Either it should be arrogant win the game, or it should be overconfident win the game, right? So basically what you do is you subtract, you simply find out P arrogant plus P overconfident minus P arrogant intersection or overconfident, right? 5/8, because winning arrogant and winning overconfident are completely independent of each other, right? So this is 5/8, 1/5 minus 5/8 into 1/5. Solve this, you get your answer, right? 1/5, 5/8 plus minus 1/8, 4/8 plus 1/5. 8 into 5, 40, 8, 5, 24. This will be 25. Sorry, this is 28. That is 4 into 7, 4 into 10. So out of 10 chances, out of 10, there's 7 chances that either one of them will win, and 3 will be that either one of them will lose, right? So 7:3 is the correct answer. D is the correct answer of the question, guys, right? You could have subtracted losing both the teams from 1 also. You could have used the concept of complementary case to answer the question quickly. Here's the next question from XAT. 6 playing cards are laying face down on a table. 2 of them are kings, 2 cards are drawn at random. Let A denote the probability that at least one of the cards drawn is king, and B denote the probability that of not drawing a king. The ratio of A is to B is what? So guys, we have 6 cards, right? 2 of them are king. Out of 6 cards, we have 2 kings. We have 2 kings, K1 and K2. Let's say that. And the 4 random cards, C1, C2, C3, C4. Let A denote the probability that at least one of the cards drawn is a king. At least one of the card. So probability that at least one of the card is king. At least one of the card is king is, you subtract all that probability but none of the card is king. 1 minus 4/6. 1 minus 2/3. That is 1/3. And B, that the probability that none of the card is king. None of the card is king is straight away 4. That means all the cards that you're selecting, okay, sorry guys, let me do it again. We need to select 2 cards out of 4. We need to select 2 cards out of 4. See guys, we have total 6 cards, right? We have total 6 cards. Now out of these 6 cards, I'm having 2 king and 4 random cards, C1, C2, C3, C4, right? Now probability, A is a probability that denotes that at least one of the card drawn is king. At least one king card. At least one king. So I subtract all that possibility when all the 2 cards, right? 2 cards are drawn, right? 2 cards that I'm selecting is out of these 4. 4C2 upon 6C2, right? Which is 1 minus. 4C2 is what? 4 factorial upon 2 factorial, 2 factorial. 4 into 3 to 6, right? Divided by 6C2. 6C2 is 6 factorial, 2 factorial, 4 factorial. 6 into 5 into 4. I'm sure you know how to do this, right? This is 15. 6 by 15. That is 9 out of 15. The chances are that the card drawn is, at least one of the card drawn is king. Now B is the probability that none of the card drawn is king. None is king. None is king, right? That will be straight away 4C2 upon 6C2. That means all the 2 cards that I'm taking is from this one only, which will be 6 upon 15 that we have already calculated. Now what I want is to find out the ratio of A upon B. So A upon B. A is 9 upon 15 and B is 6 upon 15, right? That is 9 upon 15 multiplied by 15 upon 6. 15 or 15 get cancelled. Answer would be 3 upon 2. That's the correct answer question. Ratio of A upon B is 3 upon 2. Question number 6, guys. Probability that a randomly chosen positive divisor of 10 power 29 is integral multiple of 10 power 23 is a square upon b square. We are supposed to find out the value of b minus a. This is a probability question, but it is connected with the concept of number system. See guys, total number of, if I want to find out the total number of factors of 10 power 29, now you should know how to find out total number of factors. This can be factorized as 2 power 29 multiplied by 5 power 29, right? So guys, we know that any number which can be written as p1 power a multiplied by p2 power b. Number of factors would be a plus 1 multiplied by total number of factors. This is the number of factors. Total number of factors would be a plus 1 into b plus 1. So guys, in this case, number of factors will be 21 plus 1, that is 21 plus 1 multiplied by 29. 29 plus 1 plus 29 plus 1. Answer would be 30 into 3. That is, the total number of factors of this would be 900. Total number of factors. What I want is the factor to be the multiple of 10 power 23. So this is my total number of outcomes, right? I'm choosing any one of these 900 numbers. So this is my total outcome. If I want the number to be the multiple of 10 power 23, if I want that a positive divisor that I'm selecting has to be the multiple of 10 power 23, then I have to make sure that the power in which I'm selecting has to be greater than 23. That means if I want this number to be multiple of 10 power 23, it has to be 10 power 23 into 10 power 6, right? So see that the number of factors of this 10 power 6 is what? Right, 10 power, this is 23 into 10 power 6 is 2 power 6 into 5 power 6. So the divisors which are the multiple of 10 power 23 will be 7 into 7, that means 49. So see that a square upon b square, probability that a randomly chosen positive divisor of 10 power 29 is the integral multiple of 23 is favorable cases, that is 49. Total number of cases, that is 900. So see that here, a upon b will be 7 upon 30. So therefore, b minus a would be 30 minus 7, that is 23. D option would be the correct answer. Question number 7. Aditya has a total of 18 red marbles and blue marbles in 2 bags. That 2 bags are there, box 1, bag 1, bag 2. We do not know which bag have how many marbles. There are total 18 red and blue marbles, right? So there's some red marbles here and blue marbles here. There's some red marbles here and blue marbles here. But we do not know the numbers. The total number of marble is known to us is 18. Okay. Now a marble is randomly drawn from the first bag followed by another randomly drawn from the second bag. One ball is supposed to be drawn from this, then one marble is supposed to be drawn from this bag. The probability of both being red is 5 by 16. So guys, I'm selecting the probability of red ball from box 1. Probability of drawing the red ball from box 1 multiplied by probability of drawing a red ball from box 2 is given to me as 5 by 16. Nothing else is given, only the total number of ball is given to me. So we know that guys, there is one fraction. Probability of drawing a red ball from box 1 is a upon b. Let's say that this is a number of ball, this is b, right? Whatever is this, right? We don't need to assume it, that will make it complex. Let's say the probability of drawing a red ball from box 1 is a upon b, and the probability of drawing a red ball from box 2 is c upon d. And this value is given to me as 5 by 16. Now we know that a and c and b and d, all these values are integers, right? We know that all these values are integers. These values are integers. The only possibility, you see that you have a 5, that is 5 as a 5 is in the numerator, right? If there is any cancellation factor, right? If there is any cancellation factor, it has to be the multiple of 5, right? So the two fractions on being multiplied is giving me a value of 5 by 16. The possibility is that one of the fraction is 5 by 8 and another fraction is 1 upon 2. Only then you can make 5 by 16. There is no other possible case, right? There is no other possible case. I can make it as 5 by, where I can make two fractions being multiplied, when two fractions being multiplied is equal to 5 by 16. There is no other case. One of the cases is, what if I have 2 in the numerator, multiply 2 in the denominator, this becomes 10 upon 32, right? but then you need to check it, right? Let's take a random case. Let's take this particular case here. If I'm selecting, right, two fractions which on multiplication give me as 5 by 16. Now this gave me the probability of drawing a red ball from box 1, that is 5 by 8, right? And total number of balls are 18. So can you see that here? Can you see that here? The total number of ball here are equal to 8, right? Because total number of cases are 8 here. And because red is a probability of value in the numerator is 5, so red ball must be 5. So automatically the blue balls comes out to be 3. So in box 1, if there are 8 balls, total number of balls are 18. So can I say the total here has to be 10 here? Now the red ball and a red ball probability is 1 upon 2. So can I say the number of red and blue will be 5 and 5, right? Now we are supposed to find the probability of both being blue. So see that probability of both being blue. That means I want the probability of blue ball from box 1 multiplied the probability of blue ball from box 2. Probability of blue ball from box 1 would be 3 out of 8 and blue ball from box 2 would be 5 out of 10. That is 1 upon 2. The answer will be 3 upon 16, right? C would be the correct answer. Now some of you might be thinking, why I'm not taking the case of 10 upon 32? See that in that case, if I go for 10 upon 32 case, I need to again do some pairing, right? I can divide 32 as 8 into 4, and then this can be 5 into 2. This again finally reduced to 5 by 8 and 2 upon 4, right? So ultimately it will reduce down to total number of balls in box 1 to be 8 and the total number of marbles in box 2 to be equal to 10, right? So ultimately you will come down to this. Nothing else will satisfy this, right? So this is the only possibility of taking the number of balls to be 5 by 8. The two fractions giving you the multiplication of 5 by 16 as 5 by 8 and 1 by 2. A beautiful question and very simple one also. Now question number 8. Ramesh plans to order a birthday gift for his friend from an online retailer. However, the birthday coincides with the festive season during which there is a huge demand for buying online goods and hence deliveries are often delayed. He estimates that the probability of receiving the gift in time from the retailer A, B, C, D is 0.6, 0.8, 0.9, 0.5. Now probability of receiving the gift from retailer A is 0.6. Probability of receiving the gift from retailer B is 0.8. From C it is 0.9. And from D it is 0.5. Playing safe, we order from all the 4 retailers simultaneously. You see that probability of receiving the gift from one particular retailer, that means A, is completely independent of getting a gift from getting a gift from retailer B, and that is also independent of getting the gift from retailer C. That is also independent of getting a gift from retailer D. These all events are completely independent. Now we are supposed to find the probability that his friend will receive the gift. So there's a complementary case and independent event case. All these events are independent. Probability that he is not receiving the gift from A is 0.4. Probability is not receiving the gift from B is 0.2. Probability that he is not receiving the gift from C is 0.1. Probability that he is not receiving the gift from D is 0.5. Now probability that he is not receiving the gift, right? If I want probability of receiving the gift is 1 minus he is not receiving gift from any of the retailers. 0.4, 0.2, 0.1 into 0.5. 1 minus 5 into 4 into 2, 40. That is 40 upon 0.004. The probability that he is receiving the gift is 1 minus all the cases where he is not receiving the gift from any of the retailers. This will be 0.996. The probability that he will receive the gift is 0.996. This is complementary case plus independent event, right? All of these events, getting a gift from all 4 different retailers are completely independent. So straight away use this, right? You will get your answer quickly. This you see is a geometric probability question. A coin of radius 3 cm is randomly dropped on a square floor full of square shaped tiles of side 10 cm each. What is the probability that the coin will land completely within a tile? So guys, we have a square tile, right? We have a square tile here, as you can see here, right? And this length is given to me as 10 cm. This length is given to me as 10 cm. What I want is, Now a coin is dropped and I want to find out the probability that the coin will be completely within the tile. That means I do not want coins to be dropped on the edge. I don't want this case. What I want is to coin completely fall inside the scale, right? The complete coin should be inside the scale. So see that the maximum case that I can take is that this is how a coin can be dropped. So see that the radius here is 3 centimeter. Now in this particular case, if the center of the coin slightly shift on the left hand side, you see that a part of the coin will be outside of the tile. But I do not want the part of the coin to be outside of the tile. So this is the maximum position. This is the maximum value, right? Maximum length at which the center of the coins can fall, right? So if I want the complete coins to fall inside this square tile, this center need to have a distance of at least 3 from the edge of the tile. So now this is 3. Similarly on the right hand side also, the maximum, right, this center of the coin need to have a distance of 3 from this. Similarly the coin need to have a distance of 3 from this side also. Similarly the coin need to have a distance of 3 side from this also. So see that the square that I'm making inside should be, right, this length should be, right, should be equal to 100 minus 10 minus 3 from the left side, 3 from the right hand side. This length has to be minimum 4 and width also need to be 4. So you see that in case of geometrical probability, my answer will always be favorable area divided by total area. So when I'm throwing a coin, you see that my total area is the area of the outside tile, that is 100. Favorable area you can see will be 4 square, that is 16. So probability that the coin will completely fall inside the scale would be 0.16. E would be the correct answer to the question. Question number 10. A dice is rolled twice. What's the probability that the number in the second roll will be higher than the in first? So guys, you know that when I roll a dice, the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the first throw. In the second throw also the possibility are that the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So my total number of outcomes, right, would be, the combination would be 6 into 6, that is 36. What I want is the number on the second dice should be more than the number on the first one. So guys, you pick any random, any 2 numbers out of 6. We know that the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Now if I pick any 2 numbers out of 6, let's say I'm picking 3 and 5. Now I can arrange them in the ascending order as only one possible way I can arrange them. 3 on first, 5 on second. If I want the number to be the second to be more than first, right? If I pick any 2 numbers like 4 and 6, then there's only one possible way of arranging in the ascending order: 4 first, 6 second. So the favorable outcomes, right? In this particular question, my favorable outcomes will be the number of ways of selecting any 2 numbers out of 6, because once I select any 2 numbers out of 6, right, it will be, I can arrange them in only one way, right, if I want to arrange them in ascending order. And then the total number of cases, as you know, is 36, right? 6 into, solve it, is 6 factorial upon 2 into 4, which is 6 into 5 into 4 upon 2 into 4. This is 15. So this is 15 by 36, guys. So favorable cases 15, total cases 36. Answer would be C option, guys. Question number 11. Ashok has a bag containing 40 cards. This is amazing question, guys, right? So we have one bag where 40 cards are there, right? And numbered with integers 1, 2 up to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 40. Now no 2 cards are numbered with the same integers. Likewise, his sister Shilpa has another bag containing only 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. With no integers getting repeated. Their mother Lata randomly draws 1 card each from Ashok and Shilpa's bag, right? And note down the respective numbers. If Lata divides the number obtained from Ashok bag by the number obtained by Shilpa's, what is the probability that the remainder will not be greater than 2? So basically you're picking one number from here and picking one number from here, right? What is the probability that the remainder will not be greater than 2? What we want is the number should not be greater than 2. Okay. So guys, we know that in this particular question, guys, if I have to go for total number of cases, you see that total number of cases, total number of cases, taking one card from box 1, then taking another card from box 2. Total number of cases would be 40 into 5, that is 200. Now out of this total number of cases, what I'm looking for those cases where on dividing the number from the bag 1 by the number from the bag 2, the remainder should not be greater than 2. So see guys, if I am selecting, let's say that in this case, if I'm selecting 1. Now, whatever number I'm selecting from box 1, my remainder will always be less than 2, because if I'm dividing the number by 1, remainder cannot be more than 1. In fact, remainder cannot be more than 0, right? So in that case, the first case, right? In the first case, when I'm drawing red, when I'm picking the number 1 from box 1, all 40 integral values from box 1 will be counted as my favorable cases. When I'm selecting the number 2 from the bag 2, in that case, again, if I divide any number from the box 1 by the number 2, my remainder cannot be more than 2. So again, all 40 numbers will be my favorable cases. If I am picking a number 3 from box 2, then again you know that if I divide any number by 3, my remainder would be either 0 or 1 or 2. In that case, all 40 will be my favorable cases. But then if I'm picking a number 4 here, then you see that if I want the number to be greater than 2 or not greater than 2, that means I need to remove all those numbers where I'm getting a remainder of 3, because when I'm dividing a number by 4, the possible remainders are 0, 1, 2 and 3. So these are the favorable cases, but this is not favorable case. Now from 1 to 40, there are only 10 numbers which give you, so all the numbers which are of the form of 4k plus 3 has to be eliminated. And from 1 to 40, right, I know that there are total 10 numbers which will give me a remainder of 3. So rest of the 30 will be the favorable cases. And if I'm picking the number 5, now if I'm dividing a number by 5, remainder of 10 will be 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4. I am supposed to pick those cases where the number is not greater than 2, right? So these are my favorable cases. So there will be, you can see that 10 numbers which will be giving me a remainder of 3, and there will be 10 numbers giving me a remainder of 4. So out of these, total 20 will not be counted in my favorable case, rest of 20 will be counted in my favorable cases, guys, right? Sorry, out of 40, let's do the okay, I'm picking the number 5 here. So see that so all the numbers which are the multiple of 5k will be 5, 10, 15, 20, that is up to 40. Sorry, there will be 8 favorable cases, not 10, right? There will be 8 favorable cases, right? This will not be 20. And all the numbers which are the form of 5k plus 1 will be again 8, right? Again 5k plus 2 will again be 8, right? So there will be total 24 favorable cases, right? There will be 8 numbers giving me a remainder of 3, 8 numbers giving a remainder of 4. So 40 minus 16, there will be total 24 favorable cases. 24 numbers will be there which will be giving me a remainder that will be not greater than 2. So see that, guys, my favorable cases in this case will be 40, 40, 40, 120, 120 plus 54 would be 174, right? So 174 is my favorable case, 200 is my total number of case, probability will be 0.87. C option would be the correct answer to the question, guys. Last question is there. Question number 12, a small store has 5 units of a new phone model in stock. Now, 2 white, 2 black and 1 red. So we have 2 white phone, 2 black phone and 1 red phone. 3 customers arrive at the shop to buy a unit each. Each one has a predetermined choice of the color and will not buy a unit of any other color. All the 3 customers are equally likely to have chosen any of the 3 colors. Probably that store will be able to satisfy all the 3 customers. See guys, total case. Every customer have 3 choices of color. First can pick any 3 colors, second can also pick any of the 3 colors, third can also pick any of 3 colors. My total number of cases will be 27. Now those cases where all the customer cannot be served with their choice will be, because I have one red and two white and two black. What if all three customers selected the white? Will I be able to serve the customer? No. What if all the customer selected black color? I'll be able to serve all three customers? No. What if all three customers selected red? Will I be able to serve all three customers? No. What if person select two red and one white? Will I be able to serve the customer? No. Now two red and white can be arranged in three ways, right? So in all these three cases, I'll not be able to serve the customers to their choices. What if customers select two red and one black? Will I be able to serve the customer in this case also? No. So this can again be arranged in three possible ways, right? So there are total 9 cases where I'll not be able to satisfy the customer. So out of 27, 9 cases are there where I'm not able to serve the customer. That means out of total probability of 1, there are 1 by 3 probability when I'm not able to serve the customer. So 2 out of 3 cases, that means total probability where I'll be able to satisfy all the 3 customers will be 2 by 3. That is the correct answer. That is fourth option. And in this video, I will be taking questions of coordinate geometry asked in XAT paper from 2008 to 2021. All questions, all previous year XAT paper question of coordinate geometry will be covered in this video. And if you want to learn the theory of coordinate geometry, I'm giving you the link of 5 special classes that I have taken for theory of coordinate geometry. This will help you understand 100% theory of coordinate geometry. All these 5 classes are completely free. Use the given code to watch these free special classes. Now, let's have a look at all the questions. Question number 1, guys. This is a previous year XAT paper question of coordinate geometry. Amazing question. The coordinates of P and Q are 0, 4 and A6 respectively. R is a midpoint of PQ. The perpendicular bisector of PQ cuts x-axis at the point S B0. For how many integer value of S of A, B is an integer? Listen everybody. So first, let's say that guys, this point P, you can see that abscissa of this point is 0 and ordinate is 4. So just take a position here. Let's say this is the point P here and the coordinates are 0 and 4. I see that the point Q here, right, abscissa is A and the ordinate is 6, which is more than this. So can I say this point will be at higher position than P? So let's say this is a point Q here, which where abscissa is A and the ordinate is 6. Now this is the line PQ. It says that R is a midpoint of PQ. Now R here is a midpoint of PQ. Now you should know how to find out the coordinates of the midpoint. Can I say that coordinate of the point R will be A by 2 and 6 plus 4, that is 10 by 2, right? That is 5. You should know how to find out the midpoints. Again, the theory part is explained in the 5 special classes. You can watch all these free 5 special classes of coordinate geometry. Now the perpendicular bisector of PQ cut the x-axis at B0. Now you are taking a perpendicular bisector of this, right? PQ. A perpendicular bisector of this is cutting the x-axis, right? This is a perpendicular bisector, right? That means it will pass through the midpoint. If it is a perpendicular bisector of the line PQ, it must pass through the point R, because R is a midpoint, and because the perpendicular bisector, that means it must pass through the midpoint. Now this is cutting the x-axis at the point S and the coordinate of this point is given to me as B0. Now we are supposed to find out for how many integer values of A. B is an integer. So guys, the question is about A and B. So I need an equation in terms of A and B, right? You see that the equation of the line RS, I know the coordinates of the point R and S. And can I find out the midpoint? Can I find out the equation of the line? Yes, everybody know that equation of a line is y minus y1 into m into x minus x1, right? Now just put the values here, and m is the slope of the line. What is the slope of the line? We know that the point PQ, right? The line, the slope of a line, right? The slope of PQ, the slope of the line PQ is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, right? Here y2 is 6 minus 4 upon x minus x1. That is 0. That is 2 upon A. This is the slope of a line. Now the slope of the line RS, because this line is perpendicular to the line PQ, and two lines, if two lines are perpendicular, the product of slope is -1. So therefore the slope of the line RS will be minus A upon 2. Right, so just put the value here, y minus y1, right? Let's find out the equation of the line RS. 0 is equal to m, which is minus A upon 2, x minus x1, slope of the line, right, x1, that is b, another point abscissa is b, right? So this is the equation of the line RS, guys, right? This is the equation of the line RS, which is 2y is equal to minus A into x minus b. Now I know that the coordinates of the point R are a by 2 and 5, which will definitely lie on this line, right? Now putting the x as a by 2 and y as 5, 2 multiplied by 5 is equal to minus A into x is A upon 2 minus b. Now this, right, you can see that the point R will lie on this line, right? So you see this, I got an equation now here, which I can write it down as tan is equal to minus A is equal to A upon 2 minus B. Right, that is, okay, this is it. So you see that now A upon 2 minus B will be equal to 10 upon minus A. Or can I say that B is equal to A upon 2 plus 10 upon A, right? This is the final relation you got in terms of x and y, and here you can solve the equation now, right? Now you can easily get the answer. We get to know that B is A upon 2 plus 10 upon A. If I want A and B both to be an integer, you can see that A must be the factor of 10. Yes, A must be the factor of 10 here, because if I want B to be an integer, this part has to be an integer. That means A as a value has to be the factor of 10. So the factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5 and 10. Or you can also take, and because it says that A and B has to be an integer, it does not say that A and B has to be positive integers. I can also take A as -1, -2, -5 and -10. But then at the same time, you can see that A must be an even number. If I want B to be the factor of this, A must be the even number because it must be divisible by 2. So the factors of 10 which are divisible by 2 are 2, 10, -2 and -10. So for these four values of A, B will also be an integer. So if I want A and B to be an integer, there are four possible values. And what are these four possible values? 2, 10, -2 and -10. That's it. This is the correct answer to the question. Moving on to the question number 2 here. Beautiful question of coordinate geometry again. Let's have a look at this one. Given point A is equal to 7, 4, B is -10, 0, C is -10, 3, D is 0, 10 and E is 7, 7. Every second all the points move by half, making their abscissa half and doubling their ordinate. So every second what you're doing is you're making the abscissa half and doubling the ordinate. This process continues for 500 years. That means, and now there's so many seconds in 500 years. So that means all these points gets, the abscissa of all these points get by half by infinite number of times, and also the ordinates get double by infinite number of times. So you see that the coordinates of A is 7, 4. If the abscissa keeps on becoming half every second for 500 years, it will become half for infinite number of times, right? So after dividing the value of 7 by 2 for infinite number of times, by 2 for n number of times, let's say n are the number of seconds in 500 years, and we know that n is very large number. For very large number, n, 7 by 2 raised to power n will tends to 0, because the value in the denominator will keep on increasing the value of n. N is very, very large number, n tends to infinity here. Now if n tends to infinity here, that means you have a value in the denominator which is very, very large. So overall the number will tends to 0. So can I say after half 500 years the abscissa will be close to 0, and now you are doubling the ordinate. Now ordinate for 500 years will be multiplied by n number of times, right? It will be doubled for every second. N is very large number, so it will be 4 into 2 raised to power n. right? B here, right? You cannot say that n is exactly infinity, it tends to infinity. It's a very large number, you can say, right? In fact, the better way to say would be n is very large number, right? It's a very large number. So when you have a very large number in the denominator, obviously the overall number will tend to 0. Now B here is minus 10 and 0, right? If I make B half again for a number of times, again it tends to 0. Abscissa of all these values will be abscissa of all of these value will tend to 0, obviously, right? Now B would be 0 into 0 2 power n. C here you can see is minus 10 and 3, right? Again, if it becomes half, if it becomes half, again it will tend to 0, right? And this will be 2 power n. D here again, right? D here again is 0, 10, right? Okay. D will again, right? The ordinals of D will become 0 and it is 10 multiplied by 2 raised to power n. Then we have the point E here, right? 7, 7, this, right? After making the abscissa half for 500 years, right? And this for this, the ordinate has to be double for n number of times. N is the number of seconds 500 years, which is a very large number. Now I'm supposed to tell which of the 2 points are close to each other. You see that you should know the distance formula, right? If I have to find out the distance between 2 points where the coordinates are given x1, y1, x2, y2, right? The distance formula says it will be equal to x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? Now see guys, AB, if I want to find out the distance between AB, it would be square root of x2 minus x1 square and plus y2 minus y1 square, right? So this will be 4 into 2 power n minus 0 into 2 power n is 0 itself. This is square, right? So you see that difference is 2 raised to power n plus 2 actually. The this is the distance between A and B. Now if I look at the distance between B and C, this again you see that x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, right? So these both of these points are actually 0 itself, right? So this becomes 0 itself, right? If you look at A and E now, if you look at the point A and E, so see that we can straight away answer the question here. We can answer the question here, right? Okay, C point is 3. Okay, sorry guys, this is 3 here, not 0. Okay, we need to do the calculation again. So x2 minus x1 square, y2 minus y1 square, 2 power n into 3 minus 1. Okay, x2 minus x1 square and y2 minus y1 square. 2 power n will be taken, 2 power n into 3 minus 1 raised to power 2. Right, this get cancelled. So this will be the distance, you can see here will be 2 raised to power n plus 1. If I want to find out the distance between A and E here, you see that distance between A and E will be again square root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, y2 minus y1 whole square, right? This gets cancelled and this is 2 power n, 7 minus 4 is 3. This is 3 multiplied by 2 power n. Then if you look at the distance between A and C, the distance between A and C now is again square root of x2 minus x1 square and y2 minus y1 whole square, right? This get cancelled. This will be 2 raised to power n. Okay. And then we have finally D and E. D and E. You see that D and E difference would be again square root of x2 minus x1 square, y2 minus y1 square. This get cancelled, right? This will be equal to 3 multiplied by 2 power n. Now you see that if I have to see which of these 2 points are closest, you see that the lowest difference, the least difference is between the point A and C, that is 2 power n. All you have to do is compare all these values, right? So the answer to the question will be D option. A and C will have the least distance. Looking at the question number 3 guys, it says let A1, A2, A and be the n points on the straight line y is equal to px plus q. The coordinates of ak is xk, yk, where k can be 1, 2, 3 up to n, such that x1, x2, x3 up to xn are in arithmetic progression. All these values are in arithmetic progression. The coordinates of A2 is 2 and minus 2, and A24 is 68 and 31. The y ordinates of A8 is what? Very simple question, guys. One of the point that you need to note down here is that values are in arithmetic progression, right? These values are given to us are in arithmetic progression. So this is the second coordinate, right? Look at the abscissa part, right? Abscissa is given to me in arithmetic progression. Let's say that coordinate of A1 are A and B. Now it's given that A2 are 2 and minus 2. And then it is also given that A24 is 68 and 31. Can I say that? Can I say that A2, you can see that A2, these values A2, 68, all these values are in arithmetic progression. A2 up to 68 are in arithmetic progression, right? So the first term is A, right? And 68 is a 24th term, right? This is the this is the first term of the arithmetic progression, the second term, and this is the 24th term of the arithmetic progression. Now, can you see that the second term, right, would be A plus D. Arithmetic progression, we know, is a series where the consecutive terms are obtained by adding a constant value to the previous term. So can I say A plus D is 2, and then 24th A plus 23D will be equal to 68. Another term of an arithmetic progression is A plus n minus 1 into D. Now, if I solve these two equations, right, if I solve these two equations, I'll get 22D is equal to minus 66. D will be equal to 3, so A will be equal to minus 1. So abscissa, right, of A1, right? Now we get to know that A1 is minus 1, right? B. A2 is, right, given us to as 2 minus 2. A24 is given to us as 68, 31, right? Now we get to know the first term here, right? Now we know that all these points also lies on y is equal to px plus q. What we are supposed to find out is y ordinate of A8. We are supposed to find out y ordinate of A8. If I look at x abscissa of A8, this would be A8 would be A plus 7 times of D. And let's say that abscissa is y, right? Now this you can see that A is minus 1, D as you can see is 3, so A plus 7D, A plus 7 into D. This is 20, guys, right? Abscissa is 20, ordinate is what we need to find out. Now we know that all these points lies on this line, y is equal to px plus q. So all these points lies on y is equal to px plus q, right? What we have to do now here is, okay, find out the value of p and q, because the moment I get to know the equation of the line, I'll be able to find out the y ordinate, right? In that case, I'll be able to find out the y ordinate. Now guys, I know that this point lies on the line. So in y is equal to px plus q, if I put y as minus 2, x will be equal to 2. It is given to us, right? Similarly, if I put y as 631, A24 is also the point which lies on, A24 as 68 and 31 is also a point which lies on this, right? If I put y as 21, x has to be 68, p plus q. Now solving these two equations, I'll get the value of p and q, right? So multiply the first equation by 34, you'll get it, minus 68 is equal to 68p plus 34q. This is 31, 68p plus q. Take a subtraction. Let's get cancelled. Right? This is minus 99 is equal to 33q. Q is minus 3, guys. Right? Q is minus 3. Right? So if q is minus 3, minus 2 is equal to 2p minus 3. 2p will be 1. So p will be equal to 1 upon 2. So we get to know that all these points lies on the line y is equal to px. That means 1 by 2x plus q, and the q here is minus 3. So this is the line. All these points lies on this line. Y is equal to 1 by 2x minus 3. Now we are supposed to find out the y ordinate of A8. I know that abscissa is 20. All I need is the value of y. So in the line y is equal to 1 by 2x minus 3. Just put the value of y. Y is what we need to find out. X we know is 20. Right, this is half. Right, half into the value of x you can see is a plus 70, that is 20, minus 3. 10 minus 7. Now 10 minus 7 is 10 minus 3 is 7. So therefore the y ordinate of this point is 7. This is the correct answer to the question, right? Now in the next question we are supposed to find out the number of points satisfying the above mentioned characteristics. This is the same question, but you're supposed to find out all those points which satisfy the above mentioned characteristic, but not in the first quadrant. So guys, we already know that the line, right, at which all of these points lie is equal to y is equal to half of x minus 3 as for the previous question, right? You can look at the previous question. Now you can see the slope of the line is 1 by 2. That's an increasing line. And when I put x as 0, y will be minus 3. So this line passes through minus 3, right? Right, and so this has to be the line, right? Just make a line, right? This is the increasing line. You can see that slope of the line is positive, so this is a line. This is y is equal to 1 by 2x minus 3. Now out of all the points which lie on this line, we are supposed to find out those points which lies in the first quadrant, and these points must satisfy the mentioned characteristics here, right? What are these mentioned characteristics? Abscissa should be in arithmetic progression and y should be accordingly to these points. Now guys, the first point, as we have found in the previous question, is minus 1 and b. The first point is, right, x as minus 1. Now if I put x as minus 1 here, the ordinate of it would be minus 1 by 2 minus 3. This would be minus 7 by 2, that is minus 3.5, right? So in the given line, if I put x as minus 1 by 2, right, my first point is, just a minute guys. So guys, x is equal to 1 by 2. X is equal to, we know that the first point that lies on the line is minus 1 and b, right? Minus 1 and b. Now if I put x as minus 1, the value of y, right, the value of b, you can say that ordinate of this would be minus 3.5. So minus 1 and minus 3.5 will be the line which will not be in the first quadrant. So can I say that minus 1 minus 3.5 will not be in the first quadrant? Why? Because all those points, right, which lies in the first quadrant, abscissa and ordinate both has to be positive. Here both are negative, right? So it will not lie in the first quadrant. If I look at x is equal to 2, if I look at the second point, if, right, x is 2 here, but then y is minus 2. Again, abscissa is positive and ordinate is negative. So 2 and minus 2 will also not be in the first quadrant. Now if I look at the point A3 now, we need to find out the coordinates of A3. As we know that abscissa is in arithmetic progression with a common difference of 3. Abscissa would be 5 here, and the ordinate, if I put x as 5 here, the value of y will be 5 by 2 minus 3. That is 2.5 minus 3, which is minus 0.5. So A3 will be minus, A3, ordinate of A3 will be 5 or will be minus 0.5. So complete coordinates will be 5 and minus 0.5. You see that this point 5 and minus 0.5, again x is positive, y is negative. This point will also not lie in the first quadrant, right? And if I find out the coordinate of A4, you see that A4 would be 5 plus 3, that is 8, and y we do not know. Just put the value value of x as 8 here. Y would be 8 by 2 minus 3 in the equation. This is 4 minus 3, 1. Now you see that here the coordinates of A4 are 8 and 1. Now both are positive. That means A4 will now be in the first quadrant. Now if A4, right, where x is 8 and y is 1, right, lies on this point and it is in the first quadrant. Now if I increase x, y will also go up because it is an increasing line. So can I say all the points which are on the right hand side of A4 or after A4, right, on increasing x, y will keep on increasing. So if x goes up, y also goes up. That means x and y will both be positive for all the points after A4. So these are the only 3 points which will not be in the first quadrant, these points, right, which follow the above mentioned characteristics, right? These are the only 3 points which will not be in the first quadrant. Hence the answer would be C option. Now this question number 5 of coordinate geometry, OABC is a sphere where O is the origin and AB is 1. This is an amazing question, guys, right? Slightly difficult to comprehend, but once you comprehend it, the question is very, very simple. See guys, OABC is a sphere where O is the origin, AB is 1. Okay, so first make a sphere with O being origin here, and the side length, as you can see, is given to me as 1, and OABC is a sphere, right? So just make a sphere with side length equal to 1, right? OABC, right? So the coordinates of this point will be 1, 0. This would be 1, 1, and this will be 0, 1. Now, any point S, which in terms of abscissa and ordinate is represented as x and yi, lies inside the sphere. So S is set of points which lies inside the sphere, such that xi plus yi, plus yi is less than equal to 1, right? So these are the condition that must be satisfied by all the set of points which belongs to the set S. Now P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2, that belongs to these two sets, right? Be two such points. That means it should be the part of S. Now two operation, addition and multiplication on S, are defined as P plus Q. When if you want to add P with Q, then abscissa would be defined as x1 plus x2 minus x1 x2, and ordinate will be simply the product of the ordinate value. But if you want to multiply these two, then abscissa will be straight away multiplication, but the same operation that you applied on the abscissa in P plus Q now has to be applied on the ordinate part, right? Now we are supposed to find out for a very large number n, P power n plus Q power n is what? See guys, you choose any point P. You see that P xi plus yi has to be less than equal to 1. All the points has to satisfy this. If I take any random point P, let's say that coordinates of P are x1, y1. Because x1 plus y1 is less than equal to 1, can I say that value of x1 will be less than equal to 1, as well as y1 should also be less than equal to 1, with the condition in mind that the summation of x1 plus y1 has to be less than equal to 1. Either you take any point or you just try to understand that x1 plus y1 combined should be less than equal to 1. Now guys, if I try to find out the value of P power n. Now what is P power n? P power n is P dot P multiplied by P multiplied by P multiplied by P for how many number of times? N times, as per the given question, right? As per the given question, right? Now if I want to find out P multiplied by P, now you see that I'm applying the multiplication of this. So x1 and x2 will get multiplied, but in the ordinate would be y1 plus y2 minus y1 y2, right? So guys, if I pick the points x1 into x2, right? So x1 is less than equal to 1, guys, right? So this would be x1 square, right? P multiplied P will both have same coordinates, right? x1 square, and ordinate would be y1 plus y1 minus y1 square, right? This would be x1 square, and y1 plus y1 is 2y1 minus y1 square, right? Now this is x1 square, and y1 can be taken as common, and this is 2 minus y1. Now observe this, guys, right? If I'm having a value which is less than 1, right? If I'm having x1 which is less than 1, then you see that on multiplying n number of values, and it is clearly mentioned that n is a very large number. So a value which is less than 1 and you are multiplying it for a number of times. For example, pick the value of x as 1 by 2. Now if I say what is 2 power n? 1, right, where n is a very large number, obviously you see that this will tend to 0. Can I say that for P power n, where n is a very large number, abscissa will tend to 0? And here y1 is being multiplied by 2 minus y1. Now see that y1 is multiplied by 2 minus y1. Now you see that y1 is less than 1, so can I say 2 minus y1 will be greater than 1? Now if 2 minus y1 is greater than 1 and you are multiplying y1 with a value which is greater than 1, so that y1 will keep on increasing. It will keep on increasing to an extent, but it cannot be more than 1, so it will tend to 1 value, right? Y1 keeps on increasing, but then there is a limit on the maximum value of y1, and that can be 1 only. And x1 on being multiplication, because the value of x1 is less than or equal to 1, it will tends to 0, right? So p power n will be equal to 0, 1, right? Similarly, for q power n, the same thing can happen for you can also do the same thing for q power n also. So for a very large number, right? For a very large number, p power n plus q power n will be close to. We are not supposed to find it will be exactly 0, 1. It will be close to. It will be moving towards 0, 1 point, right? So therefore, C would be the correct answer to the question, guys, right? Similar to this, we have the next question. So there were 2 questions on it, right? Here, n is a very large number, but in this case, we are supposed to tell np plus nq will be close to what? Now, guys, see that if I'm supposed to add p for n number of times, right? np is p plus p plus p plus p for n number of times. That means we are supposed to apply the addition operation here, right? So what will happen with the abscissa, right? Now let's say that p as a point is x1, y1, right? Okay, right. So if I talk about x1, y1, p is supposed to be added for n number of times. If p is supposed to be added for n number of times, what will happen? I need to apply the addition operation, right? So again, the same thing, x1, p plus p. If I look at p plus p here only, this would be x1 plus x1 minus x1 square. And then y1 into y1, that is y1 square, right? Now you see that this will be 2x1 minus x1 square, y1 square, right? This is x1 into 2 minus x1, y1 square, right? Now guys, see this. Now I know that x1 plus y1 in total should be less than or equal to 1. So now I'm taking a value of 2 if x1 is less than 1, can I say that 2 minus x1 will be greater than 1 again, right? So when I multiply x1 with a value which is greater than 1, it will keep on increasing. If it keeps on increasing, right, but the max value is 1, so it will tend to 1. But here you multiply y1 for n number of times, right? Again, this will be happening for n number of times, and a value which is in terms of fraction which is less than 1, if you take that value to power n, this will tend to 0 for very large number of n. So in this case, ordinate will be 10 power 0. So in the case of np plus nq, the coordinates will tends to 1, 0. Therefore, the answer question will be option B, guys. That would be the correct answer, right? Here's the next question, question number 7. In a plane rectangular coordinate system, points L, M, and O are represented by the coordinates minus 5, 0, 1, minus 1, 0, 5, and minus 1, 5. Respectively, consider a variable point P in the same plane. The minimum value of PL plus PM plus PN plus PO is what? Okay, let's try to see the points here, right? P, you can see here. Okay, in fact, we don't need to plot the points in this case. We know that it's a rectangular coordinate system, and okay, let's make it. P L you can see is minus 5, 0. X is minus 5, Y is 0. Let's say that is the point P, minus 5, 0, right? And then we have Q, M is 1 and minus 1, X is 1, Y is minus 1. Just take an idea, right? This is L, sorry guys, this is L. Now this point, just a minute. Okay, so this point is L here, and we have a point M here, right, which is 1 minus 1, right? X1, Y minus 1. Then we have X0, Y5. X0, Y5, that is our point now N, right? X0, Y is 5, and O is, for O, X is minus 1, Y is 5. X is minus 1, Y is 5. This is the point O here, right? X minus 1, Y 5. Now if I join all this point, right, you will see this is a kind of quadrilateral, right? It's a kind of quadrilateral that you will have. LMNO, you can say will form a quadrilateral, right? Now consider a variable point P in the same plane, the minimum value of PL. So we are taking a point P wherever it is lies, right? The question says we are supposed to find out the minimum value of PL plus PM plus PN plus PO. Guys, see this. If I say that this is L, this is M. Now you see that if I take a point P here, now PL plus PM, right? If I want to minimize this, right? If I want to minimize the length of PL plus PM, the point P can be taken here. You can also take the point P here, right? Now you see that in all the cases, if the point P, if you keep on taking the point P closer to LM, the distance the length of PL plus PM will keeps on increasing. You see that if I take all these points, you see that the PL plus PM will be minimum. It will be minimum if it lies on the line joining the L and M. Yes or no? Or you can say that similarly you take any 2 points, right? Right, because I can see that L and LM, L and N, okay, this point is N is 0M, right? This is N, this is O, right? You can see that L and N are opposite, right? If I want to minimize the length of PL plus PN, right? Let's say this point is N. If I want to minimize PL plus PN, the PL plus PN will get minimized if the point P lies on the line joining the point L and N. So can I say for minimum length of PL plus PN, P should be on the line joining, P should lies on the line joining L and N. Similarly, right, look at PM and PO, right? PM and O you can see are exactly opposite, right? Are opposite to each other. M and O, there's a straight line you can take from M and O. Now you see that if P lies here, PM plus, this is the length of PM plus PO. If P lies here, this is the length of PM plus PO. But then the minimum length of PM plus PO will be when P lies on the line joining M and O, right? So can I say P as a point should lie on the line joining L and N and line joining M and O. That means P should be the point of intersection of these two lines, right? In this case, the length of PL plus PN will get minimized. This will be the minimum length. Plus PN plus PO plus PM should also get minimized. So the summation of all these value get minimized when P is a point of intersection of the line of these two diagonals, right? So now you see that the length of PL plus PN is nothing but you can easily find by applying the distance formula. So PL plus PN, you see that guys, PL plus PN will be -5 minus 0, 5 square, right? x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. This is again 5 square, right? Similarly, PO plus PN will again be PO plus PM. PO plus PM is again distance between -1, 5 and 1 and -1. Apply the distance formula, x2 minus x1 square 4 plus y2 minus y1 square 5 minus 1 6, 36, right? So this is root 50 plus root 40. Now this is the answer, right? Root 50 plus root 40. You can further simplify it. This is 5 root 2 plus 2 root 10. So the minimum length is B option. B is the correct answer to the question. Question number 8. Two diagonals of a parallelogram intersect each other at the coordinates 17.5, 23.5. So guys, there's a parallelogram here, right? You should know the basic properties of parallelogram if you want to answer this question, right? There's a parallelogram here. The two diagonals of a parallelogram intersect each other at the coordinate. Okay, these are the two diagonals, right? And the point of intersection of these two diagonals are given to us as 17.5 and 23.5. Two adjacent points of the parallelogram are given to us as 5.5 and 7.5. The other 2 points are 13.5 and these are the adjacent points. So I need to take it as adjacent point, right? Now find the length of the diagonals. You need to know the property of a parallelogram. The diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other, right? So that means this point of intersection of the diagonal is nothing but the midpoint. So if I find the length of A to P, I can double it to find the length from A to C, right? You're supposed to find out the length of the diagonal. So guys, the length of AP you can find by simply applying the distance formula, x2 minus x1 square. 17.5 minus 5.5 will be 12 square. X2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. 23.5 minus 7.5. 23.5 minus 7.5 would be 16 square, right? 12 square plus 16 square. This is 144 plus 256, right? This would be 400. Square root of 400 is 20. Now that's the length of AP. If the length of AP, so AC will be 2 times of AP, right? That is 2 times of 20. So one of the diagonal will be equal to 40. One of the diagonal will be equal to 40. Now let's the other diagonal. Let's say this is a point P here. So guys, BC, right? The length of BP, sorry. The length of BP would be again x2 minus x1, 17.5 minus 13.5, 5 minus 5, 0, 4 square plus 23.5 minus 16, right? This would be 7.5 whole square, right? X2 minus x1 and y2 minus y1 square, right? That's correct. So 4 square is 16 plus 7.5 square will be 56.25. This will be equal to 80.25, right? Now square root of 80.25 would be 9.5, right? Because we know that if a value end with 5, the square of it would be 5 into 5, right? And 9 into 10, sorry, this is 90.25. This has to be, sorry, this is not, this is 72.25. This is 72.25, right? Now 72 is 8 into 9, so can I say that if I have to find out square of 8.5, the last 2 digit will be 25. 8 into 9 is 72.25. Now this is square root of 8.5. So see that the second diagonal, right, that is BD. Let's say this is BD. Second diagonal BD will be 2 times of 8.5, which will be equal to 17. So 17 and 40. One of the diagonal is 70, other diagonal is 40. 17 and 40 will be the correct answer. D option is the correct answer. That's the last question of coordinate geometry from the previous XAT paper, guys. Let P be the point of intersection of two lines. 3x plus 4y is equal to 2a. 7x plus 2y is equal to 2018. To the point of intersection of these lines, right? Now the line through P and Q has a slope of 2, then the value of A is. This question is actually very easy to solve, but very lengthy in calculation. See guys, take two lines, right? One of the line is 3x plus 4y is equal to 2 times of A. A is unknown here. Then we have 7x plus 2y is equal to 2018. Now P is a point of intersection of these two lines. This is the point P here. Now Q is a point of intersection of another two lines, right? What are these two lines? Again, this is 3x plus 4y is equal to 2018. And here this is 5x plus 3y is equal to 1. Now Q is a point of intersection of these two lines. Now line joining P and Q, this line has a slope equal to 2. We are supposed to find out the value of A. So guys, I can easily find out the point of intersection of these two lines. So I'll get the coordinate of P. Similarly, by solving these two equations, I'll also get the coordinates of 2. Now once I get P and Q, I know the slope of the line that is equal to 2. I will be able to find out the value of A. The question is easy but lengthy in calculation, guys, right? Let's do this. 7x plus 2y is equal to 2018 and 3x plus 4y is equal to 2a. If I want to find out the point of intersection of these two lines, multiply the first equation with 2. 14x plus 4y is equal to 4036. Right. This would be 14x minus 3x. This would be 11x is equal to 4036 minus 2 times of A. X will be 403x minus 2a by 11, right? This is abscissa of it. Now, if I put the value of x, I'll get the value of y. Okay, so I'll get y also in terms of, I'll also get y in terms of x, in terms of a. So just put it here again, 7 times of 4036 minus 2a upon 11 plus 2y is equal to 2018, right? So guys, you need to find out the value of y here, right? I'll just give you the idea, guys. This is complex calculation and there is no other way to reduce this calculation part. So simply find the coordinates of x. And we also know these two lines, right? These two lines can also give me the coordinates of q, right? Now, once I know p coordinates in terms of a, and because q coordinates will be the unique values, right? There will be no variable in it. I can apply the formula of slope. Slope between, if the coordinates of p and q are known, then I can apply the formula of slope of the line y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 is equal to 2. Putting this will give you the value of a here, right? The final answer will come out to be 3026. I'm sure you can do the calculation part by yourself, right? It's just a calculation that you have to do. It's a lengthy calculation, complex calculation, right? But there is nothing conceptual that we can learn much from this, right? You know how to find out the point of intersection of these two lines, and then simply apply the formula of slope to get to the answer of as C, 3026. And in this video, I will be discussing with you all previous year questions of algebra from XAT 2008 to XAT 2021. So we'll try to cover all algebraic questions, whether it's a linear equation question or quadratic equation or inequality based question or modulus question. All questions of algebra that have been asked in XAT 2008 to XAT 2021 will be covered in this whole series, right? So there will be multiple videos to cover the all set of algebra previous year questions. Must do series. This is a must do series for all students who are going to appear for XAT 2022. Also, if you want to learn the basics of algebra, in the description part of the video, I'll give you the links of some free special classes. There you can learn the basics of all of these topics of algebra as well. So links will be provided to you in the description part of the video. Use the code sme.yt to watch all of these free special classes. I'll give you the link in the description part. Now, let's have a look at the question number 1. You can see that it's a quadratic equation question and you must know the basic theory of a quadratic equation to handle this question. It says that the value of p is greater than 0, less than 1. Then the roots of the equation are equal to 0, imaginary, real and both positive, real and both negative, real and of opposite sign. Give it a try. Before you look at the solution of the question, guys, please try this question by yourself. See guys, we know that if I want to know the nature of the root of the equation, I need to look at the discriminant of it, right? If this is a quadratic equation, you can see that if I compare this with the standard quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then the roots of this alpha and beta will be given to us by minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Look at it now, guys. Alpha, beta will be minus b, coefficient of x, you can see is 4 in the given equation, plus minus root b square, coefficient of x square, that is 16, minus 4 times of a, that is 1 minus b, coefficient of constant term, that is p, divided by 2 times of a, which is 1 minus b. Now this is minus 4 plus minus root b square. You see this, guys, here? This is 16 minus 4p into 1 minus b divided by 2 times of 1 minus b. First of all, check, is the nature of the roots real or imaginary? You see that for that I need to see that a value inside this root has to be greater than 0. That means discriminant. You see that the value of discriminant here is b square minus 4ac, that is 16 minus 4p into 1 minus p. Guys, now observe this carefully. It is given to me that the value of p is greater than 0 and less than 1. If the value of p is greater than 0, less than 1, can I say that this value would be, this bracket will be less than 1? Okay, minus 4, and the value of p is also less than 1. So if I am multiplying the value of 4, with two values which are less than 1, can I say that 16 minus a value which is less than 4. Can I say that this whole value will be less than 4? Can I say that this whole value will be less than 4? So if I'm subtracting something from 16 which is less than 4, can I say that my discriminant here will be positive? So the discriminant will be positive. Can I say the roots will be real? So roots will be real. So my answer will be either C or D or E. Are the roots equal to 0? No, they are not equal to 0. You can see that, right? P is not equal to 1. P is greater than 0 and less than 1. So this option is straight away eliminated. And the roots are also not imaginary. This is also eliminated because my discriminant is positive. Now I need to check whether the roots are positive or both negative or of both opposite sign. This is something I need to verify now. Look at it, guys. Look at all these values. You see that if I'm subtracting something, my roots are, if I look at the one of the root would be minus 4 plus square root of 16 minus 4p into 1 minus p divided by 2 into 1 minus p. And the another root is minus 4 minus root 16 minus 4p into 1 minus p divided by 2 times of 1 minus p. Now look here, guys. Look here. The value inside the root, guys, I know that this value is greater than 0. Now the value outside of this square root is minus 4. If I want to make it positive, I need to add something which is greater than 4, right? But is this value greater than 4? No. I know that root 16 is equal to 4. So root of 16 minus something will be less than 4. So I know that this value for which I am taking the square root is less than 4. So if I am adding something which is to the minus 4 which is less than 4, I will definitely be getting a negative value. This root you can see is real as well as negative. And this root, as you can see, is real, but this will also be negative because the value inside the square root is less than 4 and we have a minus 4 outside. Right? So minus 4 plus something which is less than 4 will definitely give me a negative value. So we can say that both the roots are real and both are negative. So D is the correct answer to the question. Right? You don't have to solve the complete, you don't have to do the complete calculation. You just have to see this, that whether it will be positive or negative ultimately, right? Because we don't know the unique value of P. P can be anything from 0 to 1. So we just need to see that roots are positive or negative. So in this, it's clearly given, it's clearly, you can clearly see that it's both roots are negative. Look at the question number 2 here. The number of possible real solution of y in the equation. Number of possible real solutions of y in the equation. See, guys, again, we need to, now this is an amazing question, guys. You see that? We are not supposed to find out whether roots of the equations are real or not. Read the question. The number of possible real solution of the equation, right? Possible real solution. We know that the roots of this equation will be real if discriminant will be greater than or equal to 0. Now what is the discriminant of this? It is b square, that is 2 minus 2 cos x square, b square minus 4 times of a into c, right? Discriminant is 4 times of cos square x minus 4. The discriminant is 4 times of cos square x minus 1, right? You can see that. Now some of you might argue that cos x is greater than or equal to minus 1 and less than or equal to 1. So therefore cos square x will be greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1. Is this fine? Yes, this is perfectly fine. Now if the cos square x is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1, that means if I pick any value of cos square x which is less than 1, you see that the discriminant will be negative. If I put cos square x to be anything between 0 to 1, if I keep the value of cos square x to be greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1, then the discriminant will be negative. In that case, the roots of the equation will become imaginary. Yes, that is also possible that the roots of this equation are imaginary. That's possible. But look at the question. We are supposed to find out the possible real solution. We know that for all values of cos x which lies in the region of 0 to 1, the discriminant will be negative. That means roots will be imaginary. But if because of the word possible, which is a major word and you have to keep in mind while looking at the answer to the question, I'm supposed to look the possible real solution. I know that the equation might be having the imaginary roots, but the possible word is something I need to concentrate on. possible real solution. To have a real solution, I need to, for the possible real solution, I need to take the value of cos square x to be equal to 1. If I take the cos square x to be equal to 1, 1 minus 1 will become 0. Now discriminant can be 0. That means there can be real roots. Now if the real roots are there, I need to take the value of cos x to be 1. In that case, I need to take the value of cos x to be plus 1 or minus 1. Now the roots will be, alpha beta would be minus b. That is minus times of minus 2 cos x minus b plus minus root b square, right? And we know that this b square, for this I need to take the cos square x to be equal to b square minus 4ac upon 2 times of a, right? I know that the roots are real only when you are taking cos x to be plus 1 or minus 1. Now if I put cos x 1 or minus 1, this becomes 0. So the roots alpha beta would be 2 times of cos x upon 2. This get cancelled. So roots are cos x. Both of the roots are alpha beta will be equal to cos x. But then the cos x, the value of cos x is different, right? It can be 1 or it can be minus 1. So see that there are 2 possible real roots, right? There are 2 possible real roots. So B would be the correct answer to the question, right? The 2 possible real roots, alpha and beta. That's the correct answer. Question number 3, guys. 2 different quadratic equation. Again, a very beautiful question on quadratic equation, guys. 2 different quadratic equation have a common root. Okay, so we have 2 quadratic equation, right? Let the 3 unique roots of the 2 equations be a, b, and c. All of them are the positive integers. If the value of a plus b plus c. Now, 2 quadratic equation have the common root. It's given to us. Let's say that. If two quadratic equations have one common root exactly, so that the 3 unique roots, right? They have one common root, right? The 3 unique roots of the equation be a, b, and c. Let's say that one of the quadratic equation has a root a and b, and another has b and c. Let's say b is a common root, right? The summation of all of a, b, and c is equal to 41, and the product of the roots of the one of the equation is 35. So guys, there has to be one equation where the product of root is 35. Now tell me, how is it possible for us to have the product of 2 values equal to 35? The one possibility is that this root is 5, this is 7, or you might take a case this is 7, this is 5, or you might take a case that this is 1, this is 35, or this is 35 and this is 1. Is there any other way to write down 35 as a product of 2 number? These are the only possibility. If I want to write down 35 as a product of 2 possible values, this is the only possibility, right? Now here b is 7, c is 5. In this case, b is 5 here, right? So c will become 7. If this is 35, this is 1, this is 1, this will become 35, right? So these are the 4 possible cases I have. No, sorry. In this summation has to be 41. Sorry, summation has to be 41, right? We can only take a common root as it is same as b, right? So we need to change the value of c here. We need to change the value of c here, right? So see that summation has to be 41. This is 5, 7, 12, 12 plus 7, 19, 19 plus 22. 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 7, 17, and 17 plus 24. Right. 1 plus 35, 35 plus 6. 36, 36 plus 5, 30, 41. 35 plus 1, 36, 36 plus, okay, sorry. This has to be 22, right? A and B, the value of A is 5, B is 7. In that case, C has to be 29, guys. I'm sorry. Right? In this case, the possible value is 29, right? Sorry, guys. Right? Let's do the calculation again. A plus B plus C is to be 41. A is 5, B is 7, C would be 29. A is 7, B is 5, C will be 29. A is 1, B is 35, C would be 5. 35, 1. And this would be again 5. Now we are supposed to tell which of the following option is definitely correct. So these are the 4 cases that we have. These are the 4 possible cases that we have. We are supposed to look at and tell which of the following option is definitely correct. Common root is 29. No, you can see that in all these 4 cases, common root is 29. Common root is not 29. Smallest among the root is 1. You see that if I look at the case 3 and case 4. If I look at the case 3 and case 4, then definitely the common least value, the smallest among the root, then we can say that the smallest among the root is 1, right? You can see that here, right? But in first two, it is not true. We have four possible cases. Smallest among the root is one is happening only in case 3 and case 4. It is not happening in case 2. One of the root is 5. And this one of the root is 5. In this case, one of the root is 5. In this case, one of the root is 5. In this case, one of the root is 5. Now, this is the only possible case which is happening in all four. Product of the root of the other equation is 5. See that? In none of the case, product of the root of the equation is 5. Only in this particular case, look at the option case 4. In case 4, product of the other roots of the equation is 5. But in none of these cases, it is true. So D is also eliminated. All the above are possible, but none are definitely correct. No, out of the above option, one is definitely correct, and that is your option number C. One of the root is 5, right? One of the root is 5. You can see that here. Whichever case you take, one of the root is definitely is equal to 5. So C is going to be the correct answer to the question. This is again an amazing question of maxima and minima. X and Y are the real numbers, and the minimum value of this expression is what? So this, can I write down this equation as x square? Look at it, guys, right? 2xy is 2x, can be written as 2x into 2y. Now to make it a perfect square, I need to break 6y square into two parts, 4y square and 2y square. Minus 4y plus 4, right? Now this is x plus 2y whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. I can take 2 common. This would be y square minus 2y. And to make it a perfect square, right, instead of writing down 2 here, I'll write down 1. And I'll take 2 outside of the bracket so that I can make it a perfect square, right? Now this whole expression is, this is quite an easy equation, guys. X plus 2y whole square plus 2 times of y minus 1 whole square. Plus 2. Now I know that any square value, right, the minimum possible value of a square is 0. So this, I know that this whole bracket is greater than or equal to 0. This whole bracket is also greater than or equal to 0, because square of something cannot be negative. The least possible value of square is always 0. And to make it 0, I need to put x as minus 2y, and to make this as 0, y can be equal to 1. So if I put the value of x as minus 2 and the value of y as 1, this will become 0, this will become 0, and the minimum possible value I'll be left with will be 2. Now 0 plus 0, on putting these values, I'll get the minimum value of the expression to be 2. So the least value, right, because I'm supposed to put the minimum value, x and y are already given to me as real numbers, so I'm picking the value of real numbers such that, right, these brackets are becoming 0. Why I'm making them why I'm making these brackets equal to 0? Because I'm supposed to find a minimum value, and square of something can never be negative. The least value of square of something is always 0, right? So the minimum value of this whole expression will be equal to 2, guys, right? C would be the correct answer to the question, right? This is part 2 of algebra previous year questions, where I'll be taking questions of the previous year XAT paper. All questions from XAT 2008 to 2021 will be covered in this series, guys, right? So let's start with the question number 6. 5 questions have been discussed in the part 1. Here you see that question says the taxis plying in Wasipur have the following fare structure: rupees 20 for the first 2 kilometer, rupees 5 for every kilometer in excess of 2 kilometer and up to 10 kilometer, and rupees 8 for every kilometer in excess of 10 kilometers. So guys, first understand this pay structure, right? And whenever you're solving a question like this, to understand it, it's better to plot the distance or a number line. So guys, for the first 2 kilometer, right? For the first 2 kilometer, the expenses are fixed. You're supposed to pay 20 rupees, right? Rupees 5 for every kilometer in excess of 2 kilometer and up to 10 kilometer. So guys, from 2 kilometer to 10 kilometer, right? From this distance of 2 kilometer, from this distance of 2 kilometer to 10 kilometer, you're supposed to pay rupees 5 for every kilometer, right? And rupees 8 for every kilometer in excess of 10 kilometers. So after 10 kilometer, you're supposed to pay rupees 8 for every 1 kilometer. Now bullock carts, on the other hand, charges rupees 2 per kilometer. So the charges of the cart is fixed. You're supposed to pay 2 rupees per kilometer for whatever distance you're traveling. The question says, Sardar Khan takes a taxi from Wasipur railway station to his home. On his way, at a distance of 14 kilometers from the railway station, he meet Faisal Khan. And he get down from the taxi to talk to him. Later, he takes a bullock cart to reach his home. He spends a total of rupees 102 to reach his home from the railway station. How far is his home from the railway station? So guys, out of total money that he spent is that is 102 rupees. He is spending some amount for taxi and some amount for the cart. Let's see that how much money he has spent for the taxi. You see that clearly it's given that he is traveling total distance of 14 kilometers for taxi, right? So for this 14 kilometer, you can say that he will be spending 20 rupees here for the first 20 kilometer. Then for the next 8 kilometer, he will be spending rupees 5 per kilometer. That means total amount spent will be 40. And then after 10 kilometer, guys, after 10 kilometer, you can see that, right? He will be spending rupees 8 per kilometer. So he is supposed to go for 14 kilometer. He is already covered 10 kilometer. For the next 4 kilometer, he will be paying 8 rupees per kilometer. So total he will be spending 32 rupees more. 8 rupees per kilometer. So 4 more kilometer, that is 32. So 2 kilometer here, 10 kilometer here, and 4 kilometer here. 2 kilometer, 8 kilometer, and then finally 4 kilometer. So see that the total amount of money that this person has spent is 92. He is total spending 102 rupees. So after spending 92 rupees on taxi, he will be left with 10 rupees. He will be left with 10 rupees more to spend, right? And because he is spending 2 rupees per kilometer for using the cart, so in 10 rupees, he will be traveling 5 more kilometers. That means Sardar Khan has traveled 14 kilometers by taxi and 5 more kilometers by the cart. So total distance traveled would be 19 kilometers. So therefore the answer to the question is option number C, everybody. This is the correct answer. Very easy question, guys. Next, question number 7. It says that in an examination, 2 types of questions are asked. 1 mark question and 2 mark question. So there are 2 types of question. Either the question would be 1 mark or the question would be of 2 marks, right? Right. For each wrong answer of 1 mark question, the deduction is 1/4 of a mark, and for each wrong answer of 2 mark question, the deduction is 1/3 of a mark. So guys, your total score will reduce by 1 plus 1/4 of a mark if you're doing a 1 mark question wrong. You might have got 1 positive mark, but now instead you're getting negative -0.25 mark. So total score get reduced by 1.25 marks if you're doing a 1 mark question wrong. And if you're doing a 2 mark question wrong, then you see that in this case, right? In this case, your marks, you might be getting 2 positive marks, but because now that you have done this wrong, you will be losing 1/3 of a mark. So in total, you will be losing 2.33 marks in total, right? Moreover, half of a mark is deducted for unanswered question. If you are leaving a 1 mark question unanswered, in that case, that means if you are leaving this question unattempted, you will be losing half marks more. That means you could have got positive 1 mark, but now you're leaving it. There will be a deduction of -0.5. So your overall score will get reduced by 1 plus 1/2. That means your score will get reduced by 1.5 mark. And in case of 2 mark question, if you're leaving this, right, you again will be losing 1/2 more marks. So 2 plus 1/2. So you'll be losing 2.5 marks here also, right? Now the question, you see that, right, the question paper has 10 1 mark question and 10 2 mark question. So for the total 10 1 mark question and total 10 2 mark questions, right? So the total you have 20 question. So the total marks will be, you can say would be 1 plus 10 plus 2 into 10. That is equal to 30 mark. So this is the maximum possible marks a person can get if you attempt all the question and if you do all these questions correct. What I'm supposed to find is that in the examination, student got all possible marks between 25 and 30. All possible marks between 25 and 30. And every student had different marks. Now, what would be the rank of a student who scored a total of 27.5 marks? So see that rank 1 will be given to the person who will be getting the maximum marks. So between 25 and 30, what is the maximum possible marks a person can get? The maximum possible mark a person can get would be 30. Right, the rank 2 will be given to the marks, so will be getting marks less than 30. Now, the highest possible value, but less than 30, that is possible, can be obtained by subtracting 1.25 from 30. You see that? This would be 28.75 marks, right? Now, rank 3 will be given to the person who will be getting less than this, right? Highest possible value, but less than this. So that value will be 30 minus 1.5, and that would be 28.5. Rank 4 will be given to the person who will be getting highest possible mark but less than 28.5. This you can see will be obtained by subtracting 2.33 from 30. 30 minus 2 is 28, so this will be 27.67. Rank 5 will be given to the person who will be getting less than 27.67, will be getting less than 20, highest possible marks less than 27.67, and that value will be 30 minus, this is the next highest possible value that you can subtract from 30, and you will be getting 27.5. So you see that a person who will be getting 27.5 marks will be given the rank 5, right? So option A would be the correct answer. Very, very easy question, guys, right? All you have to do is just interpret the statement in the right way. Look at the next question, guys. Hari's family consisted of his younger brother, right? Cherry, younger sister Gauri, and their father and mother. When Cherry was born, the sum of the ages of Harry and his father and mother was 70 years old. The sum of the ages of the 4 family members at the time of Gauri's birth were twice the sum of the age of the Harry's father and the mother at the time of Harry's birth. Very complex statement to interpret it. So what you need to do is you just assume the values, right? Straight away, the easiest information that you can see is this line. That Cherry is 4 years older than Gauri. This is telling us the relationship between the age of Cherry and the Gauri, right? Cherry is 4 years older than Gauri. So see that? So their father, mother, that these are 2 persons. Then the eldest son, as you can see, is Harry. And then it is given that Cherry is 4 years older than Gauri. So let's say Cherry age is C. And Gauri age, you can see, Cherry is 4 years older than Gauri. So Gauri age, you can see, would be C minus 4, right? C minus 4. It's clear? Now let's use the first information, guys. Let's say that these are the present age of father, mother, Harry, Cherry, and Gauri, right? Look at the first statement, guys. When Cherry was born, the sum of the ages of Harry, his father and mother was 70. So guys, if the current age of Cherry is C, so can I say Cherry was born C years before? Now see that when Cherry was born, right, at the time of Cherry birth, the age of the father would be F minus C, because now the age of the Cherry is C. So can I say at the time of Cherry birth, the father age must be F minus C, mother age must be M minus C, Harry age must be H minus C, and it is given to us that the sum of these ages, F minus C plus M minus C plus H minus C, this total age is given to us as 70. Can I say F plus M plus H minus 3C will be equal to 70? Is it clear? That's a first equation that we have got. Now the sum of ages of the 4 family members at the time of Gauri's birth. You see that the Gauri age is C minus 4. Can I say sum of the ages of the 4 family members at the time of Gauri's birth? So at the time of Gauri's birth, guys, make another equation. Right, at the time of Gauri's birth, you see that father age would be F minus C minus 4. Mother age would be M minus C minus 4. And Harry age would be H minus C minus 4. And Cherry age would be 4 at the time of Gauri's birth, right? C minus 4 would be 4 itself. Now at the time of Gauri's birth, the sum of these ages as it is given is 2 times the sum of the ages of the Harry's father. Harry's father and mother at the time of Harry's birth. So guys, the present age of the father is F. At the time of Harry's birth, age of the father would be F minus H. Age of the mother would be M minus H. So this will be 2 times of F minus H plus F minus H, right? Now solve this equation, guys. You see that this would be F minus C plus 4 plus M minus C plus 4 plus H minus C plus 4 plus 4 is equal to, right, this would be 2 times of F plus M minus 2 times of H. F plus M plus H. F plus M plus H. Plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. That is plus 16 minus 3 times of C is equal to 2 times of F plus M minus 2 times of H. Is it clear? Now can you see that here I can put the value of F plus M plus H here? That would be 70 plus 3C, right? F plus M plus H minus 3C straight away 70. 70 plus 16 will be equal to 2 times of F plus M minus 2H. This is 86. Now this cancel it on 43. So can I say F plus M minus 2H is equal to 43. This is the second equation that you should know. Now what I'm supposed to find out is the difference in the age between the Harry and Cherry. So H minus C is what I need to find out. So basically what I need is a relationship between H and C. You see that here I have a relationship between F and M. F plus M is 43 plus 2H. Right, so can I straight away use F plus M value over here? I'll get a relationship between H and C, and this is what my purpose is. Put the value of F plus M as 43 plus 2H plus H minus 3C is equal to 70. I'm putting the value of equation from 2, that is the value of F plus M, in the equation 1. So guys, you see that here 2H plus H is 3H. So 3H minus 3C is 27. Here the difference between Harry age and Cherry age would be 27 upon 3, that is equal to 9. E would be the correct answer. Question number 9, guys. In a true-false quiz, 4 marks are awarded for each correct answer and 1 mark is deducted for each wrong answer. Amit, Ben and Chitra answered the same 10 questions and their answers are given below in the same sequential order. So guys, these are the 3 people, Amit, Ben and Chitra. The sequence of their answer is given to us in the table. That means for these are the 10 responses of Amit sheet. These are the 10 responses of the Ben's. These are the responses of Chitra. See that? So these are true-false quiz question, and we have total 10 number of questions, right? Now if Amit and Ben both had 35 scores, so these two people, both of these two people have scored 35 each, right? The score of Amit is 35 and the score of Ben is also 35. So guys, you see that in 10 question, right? In 10 question, 4 marks are awarded for each correct answer. 4 marks are awarded for each correct answer. How is it possible out of 10 questions? How is it possible for you people to get 35 marks, guys? In a paper where we have a 10 question, right? For the correct answer, I got 4 marks. For the wrong answer, I'm getting negative. The only possibility to get 35 marks is to get 9 questions correct and 1 question wrong. In that, this is the only possible way of getting 35 marks. So can I say that Amit is having 9 correct question and 1 wrong? Similarly, Ben is also having 9 correct question and 1 wrong. Now if you compare the response of Amit and Ben, you will see that the only questions number where the answers of Amit and Ben is different is this one, right? That is question number 3, you can say, and the question number 5. These are the only 2 questions where the answers of Amit and Ben are different one, right? For rest of the question, right? For the rest of the question, you see that Amit and Ben answers are same. So can I say that if Amit is doing 9 correct questions, Ben is also doing 9 correct questions, but the answer of 2 questions are not matching for Amit and Ben? Can I say the rest of the questions are correct for Amit and Ben? These are the correct answer for Amit and Ben. So now based on these responses, I can see that Chitra's question number 1 is correct, Chitra question number 2 is correct. Then you see that question number 4 of Chitra is different from question number answers of Amit and Ben. So this is a wrong question. This is a wrong answer of Chitra. You see that question number 6 is also wrong. Question number 7 is also wrong. Question number 8 is also wrong. Question number 9 is wrong. Question number 10 is wrong. Now we are left with 2 questions. See that if you talk about Amit and Ben got these 8 questions correct, right? Where I have, these are the 8 correct questions of Amit and Ben. These are the 8 correct questions, right? And I want to make 9 questions correct for Amit and 9 questions correct for Ben. And both of the responses for Amit and Ben are different for these 2 questions. So can I say in these 2 questions, in question number 3 and question number 5, one of the question of Amit is correct and one of the question of Ben is correct. So Amit will be having out of question number 3 and question number 5, one question of Amit is correct and one question of Amit is wrong. So if I'm saying that question number 3 of Amit is correct, then question number 5 will become wrong. And in that case, Ben question number 3 will be wrong and question number 5 will be correct, right? So it can be vice versa also. If I'm saying that question number 3 of, if I'm saying that question number 3 of Amit is wrong, then question number 5 becomes right. In that case for Ben, question number 3 will become right and question number 5 will become wrong. Now if you look at Chitra's responses, the response of Chitra for question number 3 and question number 5 is exactly similar to the response of Ben. So if Ben is doing one correct question out of question number 3 and question number 5, Chitra will also be doing one correct question out of 3 and 5. So can I say for Chitra, the total number of questions correct are 4, right? For Chitra, there are 4 correct questions, right? And 6 wrong questions. Because between question number 3 and question number 5, one question of Chitra is correct, one is wrong. And for the rest of the responses we have checked, these are the correct questions. 3 plus 1 between question number 3 and question number 5. So 4 questions of Chitra are correct and 6 are wrong. So score of Chitra would be 16 minus 6. That means it is equal to 10. So in both cases, right, whether you take question number 3 correct or question number 5 correct or question number 3 wrong, question number 5 correct, in both cases Chitra's response, right, Chitra's total number of questions will remain same, and in that case it will be equal to 10. Option A would be the correct answer of the question. This was question number 9. Question number 10. Guys, this is a graphical based question. I'll do this in the next video. The next video that I'll be uploading, I'll cover the question number 10 there. Now let's look at the question number 11 here, guys. A man is laying stone from start to end along the 2 sides of a 200-meter walkway. The stones are to be laid 5 meters apart from each other. When he begins, all the stones are present at the start of the walkway. Right. So guys, see that the complete length of the walkway is 200 meters, and the 2 sides of a 200-meter walkway, right? The 2 sides of a 200-meter walkway. So this is the total part, 200 meter here, and we have a 200-meter walkway here, right? Now the stones are to be laid 5 meters apart from each other. When he begins, all the stones are present at the start of the walkway. So guys, let's say that this is the point where all the stones are present initially, right? All the stones are present initially. Now what he's doing is, for all the other stones, the man lays a stone first along the walkway side, then along the other side in exactly similar manner. So first he lays the stone 5 meters apart. He lays the stone 5 meters apart. He lays the stone 5 meters apart for first walkway, and similarly in the same fashion he lays a stone 5 meter walk in the second way, right? However, he can carry only one stone at a time. To lay each stone, the man walks to a spot, lays the stone, and then walk back to pick another. Then after laying all the stones, the man walks back to the start, which makes the end of his work. What is the total distance that the man walks in executing this work? Assume that the width of the walkway is negligible. So guys, at one time he can pick one stone only, right? It's clearly written that he can carry only one stone at a time. So guys, first he will pick the stone, right? Let's say this is a stone he is picking, right? He's carrying this stone to this distance, right? He will travel a distance of 5 and then he will walk back. So to place first stone, he will be traveling a distance of 10 kilometers. Then he will place a stone here. Then he'll pick the next stone, right? Again, walk 10 kilometers, then will walk back 10. So to place a second stone, he will be traveling a distance of 20. Then again, for third stone, he will be traveling 15 in this direction and 15 in this direction. Total distance travel will be 30, right? Let's see that a 200-meter path, right? And if I cut 200-meter path with placing stone at its distance of 5 meters, I need to place total 40 stones. Right, so for the first stone, the distance travel is 10. For the second stone, distance travel is 20. For the third stone, distance travel is 30. So that for the first stone, distance travel is 10. For the second stone, distance travel is 20. For the third stone, distance travel is 30. So for the 40th stone, distance travel will be 400. 10 can be taken as common. This is 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 40. This is sum of first 40 natural number n into n plus 1 upon 2. So on one side way, the total distance traveled would be 8200. And the same distance, right? The same distance will also be traveled for the second walkway. So total distance traveled will be 8200 multiplied by 2. The total distance traveled would be 16,400 meters, which is your option number D, and that's the correct answer to the question. Question number 12, guys. Look at this question. It says in an examination there are 30 questions. 1 mark is given for each correct answer and 0.25 is deducted for every incorrect answer. So there are two types of questions, right? Correct and wrong. Total number of questions, correct plus wrong, are 30. Right? For the correct answer, we have 1 mark, and for the wrong answer, we have negative 0.25. Ankur attempted all the question and scored 13.75. How many incorrect answer did he have? This is actually a very easy question from the previous year paper of SAT. Very, very simple. Let's say that X are the number of questions that he is doing correct. So automatically 30 minus X will be the number of questions he is doing wrong. So score, you can see that for every correct answer, will be getting X marks plus 30 minus X minus 0.25. These are the total marks he'll be getting, and that marks and final score that he's getting is 13.75. All I have to do is just solve this equation and get my answer. X minus 7.25 minus minus plus, that becomes 0.25. X, this is equal to 13.75. 1.25x is equal to 15, guys, right? Oh, sorry. That would be 13.75 plus 7.25. 1.25x, you can see, will be equal to 13 plus 720 plus 121, right? I'm doing wrong calculation, I guess. 1 mark for each correct answer. 30 minus x will be wrong. There will be a deduction of minus 0.25 marks here. 25 into 3, 7.5. Minus minus will become plus, and the total score that is getting is 13.75. Okay, 1.25 is equal to 13, 7, 20, 21. So guys, X, right, the number of correct answer would be 21 upon 1.25. Okay, 25 into 4, 25 into 5. That's a wrong calculation. Let me do it again for you. Let's do the question again, guys. Examination, there are 30 questions. 1 mark is given for each correct answer and 0.25. So very easy question. I don't know why I'm doing the mistake in this. Right. So guys, total number of questions are 30. C plus correct questions plus wrong questions, right? Okay. Okay, Ankur is attempting all the questions. So correct questions plus all the wrong questions will be equal to 30. If I'm saying that Ankur is doing X number of correct questions and the wrong questions would be 30 minus X So guys, for every correct answer 1 mark will be given, plus for every wrong answer a negative 0.25 will be given. So because it's a negative mark, so let's subtract it. This total value is equal to 13.75. I'm sure you'll get the answer this time now. Now this is 0.25 into 3, 30, 25. This is 7.5. Okay, so I guess this is where we were wrong, right? That's correct. Plus 0.25x is equal to 13.75. So we have 1.25x is equal to 5, 7 plus 5, 12, 13, 7, 21. Okay, now we got it correct. 2125 upon 125. 25 into 85, 25 into 5. 25 into 8 and then 5. Right, this will give us the answer as 17. So correct questions are 17, right? How many incorrect answer did he have? So wrong questions would be 13, guys, right? So incorrect answer would be 13. Answer would be none of. This video, I'll be taking questions of algebra from previous year XAT paper for students who are going to appear for XAT 2022. So in this video, I'll be taking part 3 of algebra previous year question. I'm taking questions of all previous year XAT paper from 2008 to 2020-21. Subscribe to the channel Easy Greet by Smear for 100% syllabus coverage for CAT and OMETS. So guys, in the previous two part, I have covered questions till question number 12. So here is question number 13. X is given to you as greater than 0, the minimum value of this expression. See guys, X is given to me as greater than 0. That means X is, you can say that X is a positive real number. Now you need to modify this expression. Look at this whole expression carefully. Try to modify this, right? You see that guys? Can I write down this whole value as this whole expression, right? Look at the numerator value, guys, right? Look at the numerator. Let's first solve the numerator part, right? The numerator part of this expression is x plus 1 upon x raised to power 6. Can I write down this as x plus 1 upon x raised to power 3 raised to power 2, right? Minus. Now try to take the 2 inside the bracket. This is x power 6 plus 1 upon x power 6 plus 2, right? Now guys, let's say that x plus 1 upon x raised to power cube is basically, right, I'm putting this whole value as, let's say, t, so that we can simplify it. Now let's say that this whole value is t, this is t square minus, look at this one guys, x power 6 plus 1 upon x power 6 plus 2 is nothing but it's a square of x cube plus 1 upon x cube, the square of this value, right? Now let's write down this value as a, let's say guys, right? You see that this is t square minus a square. If this is t square minus a square, can I write it down as t minus a into t plus a? Yes, we can write it down, right? Now simplify this expression here guys. In the numerator, the value that we have is t minus a into t plus a, and in the denominator, if you look carefully, this x plus 1 upon x cube, right? This whole thing is t for us, right? We have assumed this value to be as t, and we have assumed this whole value to be as a. Now this is a, and this will get cancelled. So we'll be left with only t minus a. Now what is t minus a? T is x plus 1 upon x whole cube. And what is a? A is x cube plus 1 upon x cube, right? This is a. Now if you simplify this, this is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b minus x cube minus 1 upon x cube. These two terms will get cancelled. Finally, this whole expression will reduce down to 3 times of x plus 1 upon x. Now we know that x plus 1 upon x. See guys, we know that x is greater than 0, right? If x is greater than 0, can I say that x plus 1 upon x? X plus 1 upon x must be greater than 2 by using the AMGM rule. If x is greater than 0, then the arithmetic mean of the positive real number will be greater than geometric mean of the positive real number, right? So can I say x plus 1 upon x is greater than or equal to 2? Now if this expression is greater than or equal to 2, then this whole expression will be greater than or equal to 6. So therefore the mean value of this whole expression will be equal to 6. That is answer D. D is the correct answer to the question. Question number 14 is a greatest integer function question. It says that if greatest integer functions, right, denote this, right, as a value which is a greatest integer which is less than or equal to x. Now everybody know the basic definition of greatest integer function. Means if I'm putting the value of x as 3.1, then I need to find out the greatest possible integer which is less than or equal to 3.1. The greatest possible integer which is less than or equal to 3.1 is 3. So therefore the greatest integer function output will be equal to 3 here. Now if you observe this all expression, right, we have a greatest integer function outside of these fractions. See that 1 by 3 is less than 1. So you need to know that if I'm trying to find out a greatest integer function of value which is less than 1. For example, if I try to find out the greatest integer function of 0.12. So basically what I'm trying to do is finding that value, finding the greatest possible integer which is less than 0.12. We know that between 0 and 1, greater 0.12 will lie over here. The greatest integer which is less than 0.12 is 0. So this value will be equal to 0. Similarly, greatest integer function of 0.33 will also be 0. Any value which is greater than 0, less than 1, the greatest integer function will give the output as 0. Now can I say that this output will be 0? This output will also be 0. Now you need to observe that you see that the first term is same, right, in all of these in all of these terms. The first fraction is same as 1 by 3. Only the second fraction is keeps on increasing. This is 1 by 99, this is 2 by 99, so next we have 3 by 99, next we have 4 by 99, and this will go on till 98 by 99. Now guys, I know that 1 by 3 is less than 1. If I want this value to be greater than or equal to 1, then I need to add 2 by 3 to this value, right? Now if I have 99 in the denominator in the second fraction, then to make this whole fraction as 2 by 3, I need 66 in the numerator. Can I say that greatest integer output of all of these terms till 1 by 3 plus 65 upon 99 will be equal to 0, because this value is less than 1. If this is less than 1, greatest integer function of this will be 0, right? The output would be 0. So therefore the first term that will give you the resultant value, the output as 1, would be 1 by 3 plus 66 upon 99. Now this value is 1, right? So the next value would be 1 by 3 plus 67 upon 99. The greatest integer function of this output will also be 1. So this will go on till 98 upon 99. As we can see that all of these values are 1 point something, and the greatest integer function of 1 point something will always be equal to 1, right? If a value is greater, if n is greater than or equal to 1 but less than 2, then the greatest integer function of all of these values will definitely be equal to 1. So this value is also 1 point something, right? So all of these output, or the output of all of these functions will be equal to 1. So now you can see that all these values, right, how many times we'll get this value of n? This will be equal to the number of terms, right? n here is 66 and it goes on till 98. So basically you're supposed to find out the number of terms. If I'm saying that the number of terms lies in the range of 66 to 98, how many terms are there? The total number of terms are 98 minus 66 plus 1, right? This will be equal to 33. So there will be total. So this 1 will be added for 33 number of times. So 1 will be added for 33 number of times. So the final value will be equal to 33. B option is a correct answer to the question. This was an easy question, guys. If you know the basic definition of greatest integer function, you can easily solve the question. Question number 15. The operation bracket x is defined as bracket of 1 is equal to 2, x plus y is bracket x bracket y. So this is nothing, this operation is nothing but a kind of function, right? can I say that this, let's assume that this is a kind of function, and if I'm supposed to find out the value of f of 1, it is 2, and if I'm supposed to find out the value of f of x plus y, it is f of x into f of y, right? And we are supposed to find out for what value of n this value will be equal to 1022. It's very simple. It's just the understanding of the statement, guys, right? Now if I want to find out the value of 2, if I put x as 1, y as 1, this will be equal to f of 1 multiplied by f of 1. Now can I say that f of 2 will be equal to 2 multiplied by 2, that is 2 square. If I want to find out f of 3, now this x can be put as 2, y can be put as 1. In this case, I'll be getting this as f of 2 dot f of 1. Now f of 2 is 2 square, f of 1 is 2. So you can see that f of 3 will be equal to 2 cube. So you can see that now, if you can generalize it now, can I say that f of n will be equal to 2 raised to power n? Now if you look at this whole expression, this is, if I put the value of x as 1, I'll getting the first function as f of 1, then I'll be getting f of 2, then I'll be getting f of 3. This goes on till f of n, and I'm supposed to find out for what value of n this whole expression will be equal to 1022. F of 1 is 2 power 1, f of 2 is 2 power 2, f of 3 is 2 power 3, and so on. F of n is 2 power n is equal to 1022. Now this is a into r raised to power n, sum of infinite terms of a GP. Guys, I'm sure you know that sum of infinite terms of a GP series is a into r power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. This is sum of n terms of a GP. Ratio is greater than 1 here, right? Right. So you can see that this is a GP series. So I can apply this, right? Sum of infinite terms of a GP series will be equal to 1022. Guys, 2 power n minus 1, 2511. Can I say 2 power n will be 512? Now if 2 power n is 512, that is 2 power 9. So n will be equal to 9 here, right? So B would be the correct answer to the question. The value of n will be 9. Question number 16. Here in this question we are supposed to find out the domain of the function, right? F of x is equal to this. See guys, you need to know the basics of the log function. If the base is greater than 1, right? Log of x to the base b. If I'm trying to find out the value of log of x to the base b, you need to make sure that the domain, right? The value inside the log function cannot be negative. X has to be greater than 0. Log is not defined for the negative values of x, right? We know that if base is greater than 1, then the function of log, this is the graph of it, right? That means, right, if x tends to 0, if the value of x, if the value of input tends to 0, y tends to infinity, right? This is the at x equal to 1, this becomes 0, right? So this is the basic log function, that x equal to b, at x equal to b, the value of log function will be 1, right? This will be 1. Log is not defined for negative values of x. So if I want to find out the domain of a log function, I need to make sure that value inside the log has to be greater than 0. So that means this function will be defined only if log of 20x minus x square minus 91 to the base 5 to the base 3 has to be greater than 0, right? Because you see that the outside, the last log that we are using is at the base of 7. So the value inside this has to be greater than 0 if you want to define this function, right? Now, can I write down this function as log of 20x minus x square minus 91 to the base 5 would be greater than 3 power 0. Why so? Because if log of a to the base b is x, then the value of a is equal to b power x. That's a standard law of log, right? It's actually the definition of log, right? So can I further write it down as 20x minus x square minus 91 to be greater than 3 power 0 is 1, to be greater than 5 power 1, right? Now this tells me 20x minus x square minus 96 to be greater than 0. This is x square minus 20x plus 96 to be less than 0, because we are multiplying it with the value of x, with a negative value of x. So therefore sign of inequality will get changed, right? Now we need to factorize it, guys, right? 96, you can see that we can factorize it as x square minus 12x minus 8x plus 96 to be less than 0, or this is x into x minus 12 minus 8 x minus 12 less than 0. Now if I'm taking the value of x as 8 to 12, you can see that this is a quadratic function, roots are 8 and 12. If I want this function to be less than 0, the value of x must lie in the range of 8 to 12. So the domain of the function, right, x has to be greater than 8 and less than 12. Therefore B option would be the correct answer to the question. Question number 17 here, p, q and r are the three non-negative integers such that p plus q plus r is equal to 10, and the maximum value of pq plus qr plus pr plus pqr is what? Is also an actual XAT paper question, guys. See this. If I say that a plus b is equal to, let's say, 8, right? Now then if I say that both a and b are non-negative integers, if a and b are non-negative integers, then if a and b are non-negative integer, then the possible combination of a and b so that a plus b is equal to 8 are 1 and 7, 2 and 6, 3 and 5, 4 and 4. For non-negative integer, these are the only possible cases. In all these cases, a into b in the first case would be 7, in the second case it will be 12, in the third case it will be 15, in the fourth case it will be 16. You see that as you bring the value of a and b close to each other, if you try to bring the value of a and b close to each other, right, the product keeps on increasing, right? If a and b comes closer to each other, the value keeps on increasing and it will become maximum when both of these two values are equal. This is exactly same logic that we need to apply. Here the summation of p plus q plus r is 10 and all three value of p, q, r are non-negative integers. So basically if I want to maximize the value of pq plus qr plus pr plus pqr, right, all I have to do is just take the values of pqr as close as possible. Now what are the non-negative integers possible so that they are as close as possible to each other, right? So and the value of pq plus qr plus pr plus pqr becomes maximum. The values that you can take would be, take one of the value as 4, next as 3, next as 3, right? In this case all these values will be closest possible values so that the summation comes out to be 10. Now the max value of p into q will be 12. Maximum value of q into r would be 9. Maximum value of p into r would be 12 again. Maximum value of p into q into r will be 36. If you add them up, 21 plus 12, 33 plus 36, this becomes 69. So the maximum value of this expression is 69, which you can see lies in the range of C option. Greater than or equal to 60 and less than 70. This would be the correct answer of the question, everybody. Here's the question number 18. It says that p and q are the positive number such that p power q is equal to q power p and q is equal to 9p. What's the value of p? See guys, p raised to power q. Can I write down this expression as p raised to power q upon p is equal to q, right? Now you see that q is equal to 9p. If I put q as 9p upon p is equal to q, this gets cancelled. So we get to know that p raised to power 9 is equal to q, right? And q is also equal to 9p. So can I replace q as 9p? So you get to know p raised to power 8 is equal to 9. So p will be basically 8th root of 9. That is C option. C is the correct answer to the question. This is Samir Sardana, and in this video I'll be taking questions of geometry from the previous year's XAT paper. All questions of geometry from XAT 2008 to 2021 will be covered in this series. This is part 1, and we'll be covering all previous year questions of geometry, and geometry has the highest weightage in the previous year's XAT paper. Also, if you want to learn the theory of geometry, if you want to study about all theorems of geometry, I have given you the link of 35 free sessions on geometry that I have taken for students. These are completely free special classes. All you have to do is, when you access these special classes, use the codes me.yt. Use these codes and you'll be able to access all of these 35 sessions on geometry which cover 100% theory of geometry. Now, I'll also try to explain the concept of the questions, the theory of the geometry, along with the discussion of these questions when we will be doing all previous years art paper questions. I have made a rough diagram earlier so that we can make a clean diagram in the questions. It's difficult to draw the diagram with a free hand, so I have already made these diagrams. In a triangle ABC, AB is given to me as 3 centimeter, BC is 4, C is 5. The moment you see that 3, 4, 5 are the sides of triangle, you can see that 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. That means it's a right angle triangle. So this is AB, this is C, right? The length of AB is 4 and point D is a midpoint of AB. When I say point D is a midpoint of AB, AB is 3 centimeter. Can I say this length will be 1.5? This length will be 1.5, right? Point E is on the segment AC. This is E. Point E is on the segment AC and point F is on the segment BC. The length of AE is given to me as 1.5 and the length of BF is given to me as 0.5. Now, because BC is given to me as 4, so can I say FC will be equal to 3.5. AE is equal to 1.5, so can I say that the length of CE will be equal to 5 minus 1.5, that means 3.5. And we are supposed to find out the value of the angle DEF. This is the angle that we are supposed to find out. So this is how you are supposed to make a diagram for this question, right? Now you can clearly see that both of these two sides are equal, right? This angle is 90 degree. Now let's assume that this angle is equal to, let's say, 2 theta. Why not theta? You can take it as theta also, but 2 theta will make our calculation part easy. Now this length is 3.5, this length is 3.5. Both of these two sides are length same. So can I say value of both of these two angles will also be same? Now this is 2 theta. Can I say that rest of the angles will have a summation of 180 minus 2 theta? And because both of these two angles are equal, so can I say each of this angle will be equal to 90 minus theta? That means this angle is 90 minus theta as well as this angle is also 90 minus theta. Now this is 2 theta, this is 90. Can I say this would be 90 minus 2 theta? This angle would be 90 minus 2 theta. Now you can also see that this side is 1.5, this side is 1.5, both of these two sides are same. So value of these two angles, the value of this angle will also be equal to 180 minus 90 plus 2 theta divided by 2. Why so? Because you can see this, guys, you can see that, guys, this triangle, look at this triangle, this summation of all these three angles is 180. This angle is 90 minus 2 theta, so both of these two angles are equal. The summation of both of these two angles will be 180 minus this angle. Now 180 minus 90 plus 2 theta and divided it into two parts, you'll get the value of these two angles, right? So value of these angles will be equal to 90 plus 2 theta divided by 2, that is 45 plus theta. Now this angle is 45 plus theta, right? Now this is the angle we are supposed to find out. You can see that the value of angle DEF would be 180 minus this angle, 45 minus theta, minus this angle, minus 90 plus theta. This get cancelled. This is 180 minus 135. Answer will be 45 degree, which is option number B, guys. B is the correct answer to the question. Here is the next question. ABCD is a square and P is the midpoint of AB. So this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. P is the midpoint of AB. This is the figure that you have to make by yourself, right? I have already drawn the figure just to make a Venn diagram, a more clean Venn diagram, right? It's not possible to make this diagram with a free hand, right? So that you can understand it a better way. So see that ABCD is a square, P is a midpoint. So when I say that P is a midpoint, right, both of these two sides length will be equal. And because it's given that AB is 2, so can I say this length will be 1, this length will also be 1. Now the line passing through A and perpendicular to DP. So you need to draw a line, right, from D to P. Join the line D and P, only then you'll be able to make a line DP. Now line passing through A and perpendicular to DP. So you're supposed to draw a line perpendicular to DP passing through A. That means this is the angle which will be equal to 90 degree. Now these lines, right, intersect the diagonal. Now obviously it's intersect the diagonal DB at point Q and the length BC at R, right? Now we are supposed to find out the length of PR. Okay, so length of PR is what we are supposed to find out, right? Length of PR is what we are supposed to find out. We are supposed to find out the length of PR. This is the length that we need to find out, right? PR is what we need to find out. See guys, if I want to find out the length of PR, I first need to find out BP and BR. Now I know that BP, this angle is 90 because this is square. If I can find out the length of BR, my job will be done. I'll be done with my answer, right? All I need is to find out the value of the side PR, which is very easy. Why it is easy? See this. You can clearly see in this question, guys. You can clearly see in this question. This angle is 90. This angle is also 90, right? Right. If I say that this angle is theta, if I say that this angle is theta, now can I say that this angle will be equal to 90 minus theta, right? This angle would be 90 minus theta, and this angle will also be equal to 90 minus theta, right? Now you look at triangle. Let's say that this point is T. Look at the triangle, right angle triangle ATP, and look at the right angle triangle APR. You can see that both of these two triangles are similar, right? Both of these two triangles are similar, right? As you can see that angle side opposite to 90 is 1, right? All the three angles are equal, right? This angle is theta here, right? This angle is common to both of these two angles. Then this angle is 90. This third angle is also 90 minus theta. You can clearly see that triangle ATP is similar to ABR, right? ATP is similar to ABR. So can I say that if these two triangles are similar, then the ratio of AT and AB will be same as TP upon BR, will be same as AP upon AR. All these sides will be similar in the ratio. Now we don't know the length of AT, we don't know the length of, okay, we know the length of AB here. Okay, TP is also not known to us, but we know the length of BR. Okay, we don't know the length of BR as well. Okay, but then you can also see that similar to this, right? This angle is 90, this theta, this is 90 minus theta. This angle, guys, value of this angle will be equal to, this whole angle is 90 degree, this whole angle is 90 degree. This side will be equal to 2 centimeter as it's a square, right? This is 2. Now you can see that this is 90 minus theta, this is 90. So can I say that this angle will be equal to theta? Can I also say that triangle, right? Triangle ADP is similar to triangle RBA. Okay, ADB. A is a point where the angle is made as 90 degrees. Is similar to triangle BRA. Is similar to triangle BAR. Is similar to triangle BAR. You can see that both of these two triangles are also similar because all three angles are equal. Now in this case, I can say that side opposite to 90 minus theta in ADP is 2. And side opposite to 90 minus theta in AB is also 2. These two side ratio would be same as side opposite to theta, which is AP, divide by side opposite to theta in the triangle BAR, which is BR, right? Now this is 1, so you can see that length of BR will be same as length of AP, and the length of AP is 1. So the moment you get to know the length of AP is 1 centimeter, you can easily solve the question, right? Now, if we get to know that BR is 1, we are supposed to find out the length of PR. So guys, the length of PR can straight away find by applying the Pythagoras theorem. PR would be square root of 1 plus 1, that is root 2 centimeter, and that is the correct answer to the question. So the length of PR will be root 2 centimeter. This is the correct answer to the question. Moving ahead to the next question. It says that ABCD is a right angle triangle with AD being equal to is a rectangle with AD 10. P is a point on BC such that APD is 90 degree. APD, right? So this is a ABCD, right? This is ABCD. This angle APD is equal to 90 degree. The length of DP is 8 centimeter. We are supposed to find out the length of BP, right? And the length of AD is given to me as 10. Now you see that this angle is 90, this is 8, this is 10. So can I apply the triplet here of 6 and 10? This side length will be equal to 6 centimeter, right? Now the length of BP is what we need to find out. You see this, guys, this angle is equal to 90 degree, right? If I say that this angle is theta, then this angle will become 90 minus theta, right? And this angle, you can say that is 180 minus 90 minus theta, that is 90 minus theta. And this angle will automatically become theta now. Now you can see that triangle ABP is similar to, at A we have an angle theta will be similar to triangle. Theta is angle D, will be similar to triangle D. B is DPA. These two triangles are similar. Now if these two triangles are similar, can I say that AB upon DP is equal to BP upon PA is equal to ABP. BP upon PA is equal to PA upon PD. Right, what we need is a length of BP. Now BP is over here, right? Now we know the length of PA. Yes, we know the length of PD. No, we don't. Yes, we know the length of PD also. So what you do is use this ratio, right? BP is what I need to find out. BP upon PA. The length of PA is 6 is equal to 6 upon, what is PD? It is 8. So the length of BP, guys, is equal to 36 upon 8, which is 9 by 2. So the length of BP will be equal to 4.5. 36 upon 8. Okay, let's check the calculation again. PA upon PD. Let's do the calculation part again, guys. Let's check the angles here, right? See that we are supposed to make the triangle ABP similar to triangle DPA, right? Triangle ABP, right? This triangle. Now angle A is same as angle D, right? So therefore I'm writing down the first alphabet as D, then B is 90 degrees, second alpha has to be P, and the third is 90 minus theta, which is P. So this is A, right? This is correct. So side opposite to theta, side opposite to theta here is BP in this triangle. Side opposite to theta is AP here. Now BP upon AP will be equal to side opposite to 90 minus theta, side opposite to 90 minus theta. Okay, we do not know the side opposite to 90 minus theta, so let's take the side opposite to 90. Side opposite to 90 is AP again, and side opposite to 90, okay, sorry, this is a mistake that we have done. This is supposed to be AD, right? So AP upon the side opposite to 90, which is a 10. This is a mistake that I have done, guys. So this would be AP upon AD basically. So the length of BP will be equal to AP multiplied by AP upon AD, right? Which is AP is 6, 6 into 6, 36, 36 upon 10, answer will be equal to 36 upon 10, the answer will be equal to 3.6, right? So answer is D option. 36 upon 10, that is 3.6. So the length of BP will be equal to 3.6 and D is the correct answer of the question. Next question number 4. A tank internally measuring 150 centimeter into 120 centimeter into 100 centimeter has this much water in it. Now it's not given that it's full, right? If you look at the whole capacity of the tank, it is 150 into 120 into 100. Out of this much water is already present inside the tank. Now porous bricks are placed in the water until the tank is filled up to its brim. Now each brick absorbs 1/10 of the volume of the water. How many bricks of 20 into 6 into 4 can be put in the tank without spilling over the water? So guys, volume of the tank is 150 into 120 into 100. This is the volume of the tank, right? Out of this much volume of the tank, this much water is already present. So can I say this is the free capacity inside the tank? Now this free capacity should be equal to the volume of the bricks. Now the volume of the brick is 20 into 6 into 4. This is the volume of one brick. Let's say that n is a number of bricks that I am placing. But then it also says that every time you place a brick inside the tank, it absorbs 1/10 of its volume. If it absorbs 1/10 of its volume, that means it ultimately consumes 90% of its volume. The space that is required to place a brick inside the tank will be equal to 90% of this volume. So that means 90% of this volume will be required by one brick. Let's say we have n number of bricks. These n bricks will occupy this much free space, right? This much free space. Total space minus the water which is already present inside the tank. Now, this is what we are supposed to solve, and we'll get our answer, right? 150 into 12 is 180, followed by 40 minus 1281 minus 1281 6000 is equal to n into 480 multiplied by 90 upon 100, right? Now let's do this. This is 10 minus 6 would be 4, 9 minus 1 would be 8, 9 minus 8 1, 7 minus 2 5. This is equal to 9 into 480 into 90 by 100, right? Now guys, let's solve this, right? So you can see that n will be equal to 518400 multiplied by 100 divided by 480 into 90. These two 0 will get cancelled. This would be 9 into 5 45, 45 6, 9 into 7 63 into 6, right? Okay. Now this you can see that will cancel it on 1200, right? So the now answer of the question would be B option, right? That is 1200, guys. This is the correct answer of the question, guys. Just a minute. Now let's do the question number 5 here, guys. Very important and beautiful question, guys. Let's have a look at this question. Two circles of radius 1 centimeter touch at the point P. So you can see that these are two circles, right? Now both of them are having the radius of 1 and they're touching each other at the point P, right? There's a figure that you have to make. So first you will draw this figure, then this is the second figure that you need to draw, and both of these two touch each other at point P. Now a third circle is drawn through the point ABC such that PA is the diameter of the first circle, right? So take a point A here. PA is supposed to be the diameter of the first circle, and BC, which is a perpendicular to AP, which is a perpendicular to the extended, it would be actually extended side AP, right? It's perpendicular to this, is the diameter of the second circle. Now the radius of the third circle is what? So you are drawing a third circle which is passing through the points ABC. Now if I'm taking a third circle which is passing through the point ABC, that circle will actually be the circumcircle of the triangle ABC, right? Circumcircle of triangle ABC, because if BC is perpendicular to AB, PA is the diameter of the first circle, BC is the diameter of second circle, it's perpendicular to each other, This is center of the first circle. Let's say this is the center Q of the second circle. This radius is 1, this radius is 1, this is 1, this is 1, right? What we are supposed to find out, is the radius of the third circle, which is passing through ABC. You see that the third circle which will be passing through ABC is basically the circumcircle, right? Now if I want to find out the radius of the circumcircle, right, I can simply apply the formula, right? That radius of the triangle of the circle, which is a circumcircle of the triangle ABC, right? We know that area of triangle ABC is A into B into C upon 4R, right? So if I get to know the side length, I'll be able to get my answer. Now this is 1, 2, 3, this is 1, this angle is 90. Can I say that this would be root 10, and this side will also be root 10. So we get to know all three sides of the triangle. All I need is area. You see that area of the triangle ABC, area of triangle ABC will be half into base 2, right? That is BC base 2, and height is 3. So area of triangle ABC will be 3. You see that? You see that this is the base BC and this is the height AQ, right? So half into base 2 and the height 3. Now just put the values here. Area circumradius, right? Circumradius would be ABC root 10 multiplied by root 10 into third side, which is 2, upon 4 times of area of triangle, which is 3. This get cancelled on 2. This is 10 upon 6, which is equal to 5 upon 3, which is option number C. That's the correct answer question, guys. And in this video, I'll be taking questions of geometry from the previous year papers of XAT. I'll be covering all questions of geometry from XAT 2008 to 2021. You can subscribe to the channel Easy Ganit by Samir to cover 100% syllabus for CAT and OMETS. In the first part, I have covered these 5 questions. You can look at these 5 questions in the first part of the video, right? Where these are also 5 previous year XAT questions of geometry. XAT has a highest weightage of the chapter geometry in quant section. If you want to cover theory of geometry, in the description part of the video there are 35 special classes which are completely free special classes. You can watch all of these free special classes using the code sme.yt. All you have to do is to access the code, use the code sme.yt, and you'll be able to cover 100% theory of geometry for XAT, CAT and any other MBA entrance exam. Now I'm going to cover this question number 6 here. It says that consider a sphere ABCD of side 60 cm. It contains the arc BD. Now see that, guys. The arc BD, it contains the arc BD and AC with the center A and the center D. So D is the center of the arc AC and A is the center of the arc BD. A circle is drawn such that it is tangent to the side AB. Now this is a circle which is tangent to the side AB and the arc AC and the arc BD. So this circle is basically the tangent to all of these circles. So can I say that line joining the center of the circle with the center of the arc must be passing through the point of contact. So this arc has to be like this, right? This is basically the point of contact of the circle and the arc AC. Now you see that length of the side is given, length of side of sphere is 60 cm, guys. This length is equal to 60 cm, right? Now let's assume that this radius is R. Now if I extend this, right, this length, right, you can see that the length from A to S will be same as length of the side of the sphere, right? Is it clear? Right, the length of AS is same as AB because both are the radius of the arc BD. So now AS will be equal to 60. Now this is R, so can I say that length of AO will be 60 minus R, right? Then length of AO would be 60 minus R. Okay. So can you see this now? If I say this side is, this point is P, this point is Q, can you see that? Can I apply the Pythagoras theorem in the triangle APO? AP square will be equal to AO square minus PO square, right? So can I say AP square will be equal to AO, which is 60 minus R whole square, minus PO square, which is R square, right? Similarly, guys, can you also see that? Look at the triangle. Look at the triangle, right angle triangle, DQO. Look at the right angle triangle, DQO. Now, this angle is 90 degree, right? Can you see this, guys? This length, right? This DT is same as a R. DT is the radius of the arc AC. Can you see the DT length is same as DC, which is 60, and this is R. So can I say the length of DO would be 60 plus R? Right. So can I say that? And OQ, you can see that the length of OQ would be the length of DO will be DT plus TO, right? Which is 60 plus R. Similarly, you can see that length of OQ will be equal to PQ minus PO, which is 60 minus R, right? Now in the triangle DQ, apply the Pythagoras theorem. You see that DQ square will be equal to DO square minus OQ square. Now what is DO? It is 60 plus R. 60 plus R whole square minus OQ. What is OQ? It is 60 minus R. So this is 60 minus R whole square. Now you see that the length of AP is same as length of DQ. The length of AP is same as length of DQ, right? As both are the, you see that AP QD would be a kind of rectangle, right? So AP will be same as DQ. Now that means this equation 1 is same as equation 2. So can I solve this equation now? 60 minus R whole square minus R square is equal to 60 plus R whole square minus 60 minus R whole square, right? Now just solve this and we will get the length of R here. Alright. This you can see that this can be written as 2 times of 60 minus R whole square is equal to R square plus 60 plus R whole square. Now solve this. This is 2 times of 3600 A square plus B square minus 2 times of AB, that is 120 R is equal to R square plus A square plus B square plus 2 times of AB, right? Now this you can see is 7200 plus 2R square minus 240R is equal to R square plus R square, 2R square plus 120R plus 3600, right? 2R square will get cancelled, and you will see that the length of 360R is equal to 3600. So R is what we are supposed to find out, which would be 3600 divided by 360, that is equal to 10 centimeter. Radius is 10 centimeters, so B option would be the correct answer to the question, guys. Amazing question of circle and square. Here's the next question, guys. It says that in an equilateral triangle ABC whose length of each side is 3 centimeter, D is a point on BC such that BD is half of CD. So guys, the point here that you need to note down is triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle, right? This is ABC whose length of each side is 3 centimeter, right? D is a point on BC such that BD is half of CD. Okay. I am supposed to take a point D in such a way that the length of BD is half of CD. We know that the whole length BC is 3. If BD is half of CD, that means if I'm saying BD is 1, then CD has to be 2 centimeter. So divide whole side 3 in the ratio 1:2. So BD will be 1 and CD will be 2. What we are supposed to find out is the length of the side AD. Very simple question, guys. This is a very simple question. All you can do is either this angle is 60 degree. Why? This is an equilateral triangle, right? This is an equilateral triangle, so this angle will be 60 degree, right? Now AD is what I'm supposed to find out. I can straight away apply the cosine rule, right? AD square will be equal to AB square plus BD square minus 2 times of AB into BD into cos 60 degree. AD square will be equal to AB, that is 3 whole square, 9, 3 ka square is 9, plus BD square, that is 1, minus 2 times of AB into BD, that is 6, into cos 60. Cos 60 sine cos 60 is same as 1 by 2, right? So this will be 3. So can I say that AD square will be equal to 7? So AD is what we are supposed to find out. The length of AD will be root 7 centimeter. This is the correct answer to the question. Then we have the next question. ABCD is a quadrilateral, right? This is again a very simple question. ABCD is given to us as a quadrilateral. The diagonal of ABCD intersect at the point B. The area of triangle APD is 27 and area of the triangle BPC is 12. The area of triangle APB and CPD are equal. That means if this area is X, this area is also X. We are supposed to find out the area of triangle APB. It's a very simple question. You should know that in any quadrilateral, any type of quadrilateral, right, the product of the area of these two triangle is same as the product of area of these two triangle. If this area is A1, this area is A2, then this area is A3 and this area is A4. In that case, A1 multiplied by A2 is equal to A3 multiplied by A4. Why it is so? It's very simple, right? You can watch the theory lesson for that. I have given you the link, right? Watch area of triangle chapter. You will find the theory of this concept there. Now, can I say that it's 27 into 12? 27 multiplied by 12 is equal to A3 into A4. Both of these two areas are equal, so this will be X square. X will be equal to square root of 12 into 7, that is 324, right? So X will be equal to 18. That means B would be the correct answer to the question. Now let's have a look at question number 9. It says that in a quadrilateral ABCD, BC is 10. Now angle CBA, right? CBA and CB and BAD is equal to 60 degree. BAD. Okay, so let's say that this is A, right? Let's say that this is B, this is C, and this is B, right? It's given that the value of angle CBA and BAD, both of these two angles are equal to 60 degree, right? Now AB is A plus root B. The length of BC is given to me as 10. The length of CD is given to me as 14. AD is given to me as 12. Where A and B are the positive integers, we are supposed to find out A plus B. So A plus AB is what we need to find out, guys. You can see that if I drop a perpendicular from the side D, right, on AB, let's say this is B. Now this angle is 90 degree. This angle would be 30 degree, right? Now we know that in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, side ratio is 1 ratio root 3 ratio 2. Side opposite to 30 is 1, side opposite to 60 is root 3, side opposite to 90 is 2. Now side opposite to 90 is given to me as 12. That is 6 times. So can I say that side opposite to 30 will be 6? So this length will be 6, right? And the side opposite to 60 degree would be 6 root 3. So this length will be 6 root 3. Now if I drop a perpendicular from the point C on AB, now this is 90 degree. This, let's say, is 30 degree. This is again a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now in a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, side ratio will again be 1 ratio root 3 ratio 2. Right. Now in this case, side opposite to 30, side opposite to 90 is given to me as 10, which is 5. So side opposite to 30 would be 5 and side opposite to 60 would be 5 root 3. So see guys, this is 90, side opposite to 30 is given to me as 5, right? So side opposite to 60 would be 5 root 3. So this length will be 5 root 3. Now what I am supposed to find out is the length of PQ. If I get to know the length of PQ, I'll be able to find out the whole length AB. For that, what you can do is drop a perpendicular from this to this, right? Now this is 90 degree, this is 90, this is 90, this will also be 90. So can I say that if this is a perpendicular that I'm dropping, so this will be a kind of rectangle. The length of PQ will be same as, let's say, the length of EC, right? The length of PQ will be same as length of CE. Now this is what I need to find out now. This is given to me as 14. You see that DP length See guys, the length of DP is 6 root 3. This is 5 root 3, right? So can I say this will be root 3 only? Right, so this length DE would be root 3. This is 14. So the length of EC would be, square root of 196 minus 3. Right? Okay, the length of CD is given to me as, right, 14 square is 196 minus root 3. So this is root 193, right? So you can see the length of AB will be equal to AP plus PQ plus BQ. AP is 6, PQ is 5, BQ is root 193. That is 11 plus root 193, which is given to me as A plus root times of B. Can you see that now? A is 11 and B is 193, right? If I compare, right, the coefficients, A would be 11, B will be 193. So guys, A plus B will be equal to 204. This would be the correct answer. The length of A plus B will be 204. Right? This is the correct answer to the question. Question number 10, right? So we have covered, right, 4 questions, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking at the question number 10, guys. ABCD is a square with a side of length 10 unit. So we are supposed to make a square here. ABCD is given to me as square, right? A, B, C, D. With side length equal to 10 unit. Each of these sides are equal to 10 unit. OCD is an isosceles triangle. OCD with base CD. OC cut AB at point Q. Okay. OC cuts AB at point Q and OD cuts AB at point P. Okay, so we need to make a different kind of figure here in this question, guys. So this. Let's make this scale, right? This is a scale, right? A, B, C, D. Okay. A, B, C, D. Now OCD is an isosceles triangle with base CD. OC cuts AB at point Q and OD cuts AB at point P. Okay. So take a point O here, right? This is the kind of figure that you need to make. You see that here now? OCD is an isosceles triangle. That means both of these two side lengths are same. The OC cuts AB at point Q and OD cuts AB at point P. The area of the trapezoid PQCD is 80 square unit. So area of this trapezoid, right? This is a trapezoid, right? Where's the trapezoid? Where the opposite side. It's a kind of trapezium. The side length, opposite side length. These are the two sides which are parallel and the length of these two sides are equal, right? So this is a kind of trapezium that we have. Area of this figure is given to me as 80. Now the altitude from O of the triangle OPQ is what? So altitude of the triangle O from OPQ. Okay, so altitude is what we need to find out. We're supposed to find out the altitude of the triangle OCD. Now draw a perpendicular here. Draw a perpendicular. Right. Let's say that this point is T. Right. And this point is E here. See this, guys, we know that area of this trapezium is PQ. This length is given to me as 10, right? Can you see this, guys? Triangle OPQ will be similar to triangle ODC, right? Because this angle is same as this angle is same as this angle. This is very, very easy to know, right? So therefore, and because it is given to me that area of trapezoid PQCD is equal to 80 unit. Area of trapezoid PQCD is 80. We know that area of trapezium is half into sum of parallel sides. Sum of parallel side is PQ plus CD, which is given to me as 10. PQ plus CD is 10 into height of trapezium. Height of trapezium is same as the side of scale, that is 10. Now this is given to me as 80. Right. Now this get cancelled, so we get PQ plus 10 is equal to 16. So guys, PQ length will be equal to 6. The length of PQ will be 6. Right, so these two triangles are similar. We can easily find out the ratio of the altitude. Can I say that? Can I say that the side OE and altitude OE and OT will be same as the base PQ and the base CD. Now OE is, let's say, H. OT you can see is H plus 10, right? OT is H plus 10 is equal to PQ we know is 6 and CD is 10. Can I say that 10H will be equal to 6H plus 60? That is 4H will be equal to 60. H will be equal to 15. D would be the correct answer to the question. So the altitude from O of the triangle OPQ is H, which is equal to 15 centimeter, guys. This would be the correct answer to the question. So these are the questions of geometry, guys. We have covered 5 more questions. Rest of the questions will be covered in the next part of the video. That means in part 3. Thank you so much for watching the video, and subscribe to the channel to get 100% syllabus for CAT and OMETS, and please share it with all of your friends also, right? Thank you, guys.